This is High Court 1. This situation we find ourselves in High Court 1. High Court 1 Ondo Judicial Division. This is the deplorable condition of High Court 1 Ondo Judicial Division. You can see how it's leaking.
Who controls both the rich and the poor? When he moves, there's an exodus. When he speaks, there's a revelation. And when he decides to act, there will be tsunami. Loved by Nigerians from all walks of life. Two-time governor of Anambra State. The leader of the APC movement. Known simply as Peter Obi.
I'm not campaigning for anybody. So on a contract, now my money they go pay me. Imagine they don't begin the campaign for 2027. The money I didn't interested in.
Means and where it came from.
That's a good one.
Will you indulge us?
Will you indulge us with how
please.
that nickname came about?
Dodo Mayana. If you remember, while I was telling you some story concerning the goalkeepers I learned from, or the goalkeepers who I was with, Peter Fregene, Emmanuel Okana, and the rest of them in camp. While in room with Peter Fregene, he calls me Dodo. And that generation of 1980, 81, 82, you know, I joined the camp 81, you know. So from that moment, I was lucky to fall into the hands of Peter Fregene, you know. In fact, practically almost all of them. Every morning before training, you see me sitting in the front of Emmanuel Okala's door, waiting for him to open his door so that I can take his boot, hold it to enter the bus. Then I will go to Peter Fregene, you know. I will go to Best Ogedengbe. I'll pack all their boots, you know, so that I go to the bus, I sit. When they want to wear their boot, I bring it, I give it to them, give it to them. You know, after training, sometimes I want to go and meet them. They tell me, no problem. Their jersey has been put to laundry. I should not worry. I say, what about the boot? Let me clean it. They'll tell me, oh, no, Peter, don't worry. Thank you. So I keep on doing this all through my stay in the camp. So while doing it, Peter Fregene now start calling me Dodo. Because of the way he see I follow him up in his goalkeeping.
Some of this rally make my blood pressure go up.
And the people who are asking a platform for him, who are supporting him.
So, you know, you should get a filter sometimes, you know, filter your thoughts before you say.
I'll continue to take blood pressure medication.
Why are you getting high blood pressure, Jonava? Now,
I'm not taking medication for myself. I'm taking it for people like Paul and some of you guys that after the January, February something, and then people like Soludo, that is a good spoiler. I thank God for his life. He's working for my God.
I hope that Nigeria wins. I'm never going to wish any president evil so that I can say I told you so. No, I won't wish them evil. I hope. You see, I'm not praying. There's no point. I can't pray for Nigeria to be fine. I only hope that Nigeria wins and Nigerians win. Because if you choose a dodgy doctor who has a dodgy record, who has, all sort of accusations leveled against him, to say this doctor, we think he's done this, or this doctor, this surgeon, yes, he's a senior surgeon, he's the most whatever surgeon, but there are a lot of accusations leveled against him. If you choose him to operate on you, and you tell me to pray for you that it doesn't kill you surgery, what's the point? I can't pray. You might make it, you might not make it. My prayer won't change anything. So I hope Nigeria and Nigerians win during Tinubu's 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I am ready to die defending Nigeria in whatever way. When it is God's time for us to go, it is
and you
not
took my time to God. You are ready to defend Nigeria. I gave you my time.
No, I'm coming.
Alexi, hold on. You already started.
What I'm saying, defending Nigerians is this.
I gave him my time and he's using it to defend me.
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him one second.
Do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
Rudolph, I've never seen this part of him before. My God. Tinubu is a criminal, yes, of course, a categorical grade 1 criminal. The only person more criminal than Tinubu in Nigeria is probably Baba criminal. And is he fit for purpose? Absolutely not. Should Tinubu be the president of Nigeria? Categorical no. Is there a better option than him? That is subjective. So show me who he is.
I have nothing new to say.
People are hungry.
Let them die. It's their fault. Yeah, I'm supporting Tinubu 100%.
You're supporting Tinubu?
100% to deal with Nigerians.
Jeez.
People like you. So that when next election comes, I will now see whether when people bring money, you will vote for them or you will do your conscience.
Celebrated its 249th Independence Day. There were parades, fireworks, and the traditional hot dog eating competition. But something bigger also happened. President Trump signed his big, beautiful bill into law. The massive bill will affect those who live in the United States and those who do not have the fortune to be living in the US. The law gave tax cuts to the rich, increased military spending, and cut Medicaid and programs that support the poor. It also provided $170 billion to ICE to expand the deportation of immigrants. It cuts subsidies that have sustained renewable energy projects in the US. Experts believe that wind, solar, and other forms of renewable energy will suffer due to these cuts. During the signing ceremony, President Trump complained that China makes the components for wind turbines, while China does not use them. Let's watch him.
China is right now building 68 coal generating plants, and we're putting up wind. It doesn't work, I will tell you. Aside from ruining our fields and our valleys and killing all the birds and being very weak and very expensive, all made in China. I noticed something, that with all of the windmills that China sends us, where we waste our money because it's the most expensive energy, I see that, they make about 95% of them, the wind turbines. I have never seen a wind farm in China. Why is that? Somebody check that out. Tom Emmer, would you please check that out?
The truth is that China is the world's leading producer of wind energy, producing more than 3 times what the US produces. For example, the Gansu wind farm in China, the largest in the world, has 7,000 turbines. Trump has called wind energy bullshit and a horse ever since he had a dispute with an offshore wind farm near one of his resorts. It is a beautiful day in New York City. Welcome to Have Your Say 247. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. I'm your host today. My job is simple, to help moderate conversations. And these are some of the topics we shall deal with today. Trump's big win and what it means for the world and immigrants in the United States. President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria is still traveling in the Caribbean. Meanwhile, politicians opposing his government came together under the existing political party called the African Democratic Congress to challenge him for the 2027 elections. Is the coalition strong enough to make the ruling party panic? We shall discuss. But so far, news in Wike, Tinubu's right-hand man in Abuja, had a complete meltdown yesterday on Channels TV. Let's take a look.
It was not supplied. Yes, it's correct. It was not supplied.
Wasn't it supplied?
It was not supplied, yes.
That's a crime.
Of Israel, it was not supplied. I will come to that. He gave him a Rolls Royce. He took the Rolls Royce. Whether you use the Rolls Royce, what's my business? So, I have a Rolls Royce.
Who gave you?
So what? Nobody gave me a Rolls Royce.
You bought it?
Of course. So what?
With what money?
Oh, which money? So let me tell you. Femi, before Hamatan, there was cold. I didn't come from the same background with Rotimi Amaechi. I didn't
were you rich before?
Not me rich. I didn't come. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. My father was a general manager of so many companies.
So you came from a rich background?
I will not say too rich for the Dangotes. But I had a small background. Yes.
But
Mr.
Amaechi challenged you.
No,
he said you have houses everywhere.
I'm coming.
Where are these houses?
I'm
the subject of your wealth.
I'm coming to that, sir. So that Nigerians will hear. I've not denied here. His anger, he saw that I used Rolls Royce. So what? It was not given to me by a contractor who was doing job with me. No. A contractor gave him. A contractor gave him. That was bribe. You took from a contractor. I will not do that.
Mr. Amaechi said he's not corrupt.
No. One of the most corrupt people, I will come to that. And I will come.
Are you corrupt, Mr. Wike?
What do you mean the word corrupt? No court has found me guilty to be corrupt. When you say the word corrupt. But if you say, well, I like money, hold on. Nobody can do without money. You cannot say because I say, I need money to solve this, therefore I'm corrupt. No. I need money to pay my children's school fees. I need money to take my family's health care. Does that make it to be corrupt? No. But when a man comes in the public to say, I don't like money, you know that man is a big liar. Because he needs money to solve this problem, We're not going to that. You're talking about houses. I'm not a bushman. No, I'm not. I'm from Obiabo local government. Part of Padawa local government before. Well brought up. I have a family background. In fact, when you go to Equere Road, my father was one of the few people who have duplexes in Equere Road. So you cannot say that not too rich, I agree. But you cannot say that. Not at the level Amaechi came from. No. No. It's not comparable at all. Never. Now he said, I have houses. So, Amaechi was speaker, 8 years. Amaechi was speaker, a governor, 8 years. Amaechi was minister, 8 years. He don't have houses. He has a spiritual problem.
Because he said it's not like you people.
No.
Enrich yourself
I will tell you, that's why people should learn. Nigerians should know the kind of characters deceiving Nigerians every day. Pretending. I will tell you his house in Gusape here, where I live. River State government built. You need a bunker to destroy the house. I will come to that.
Why would you want to destroy it?
No. What I'm trying to show, the quality. That's the point I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you should do. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying that you can't be a poor man and have such a house. That's the point I'm trying to make. He told you, he does not have this. Where's his house? In OGRA. Who built it? In OGRA. Ask him. I want to say that MPA and NIMASA, they don't pay contractors. Yes, he knows that because they have not paid his wife, who's a contractor in MPA and NIMASA.
At the moment?
At the moment, that's why he knew.
How do you know?
How would I know? He put the DJ NIMASA Dakuku, whom I defeated in 2015 governorship election. Then he took his boy, Coco, who was the account officer in Zenith Bank, and made him as the director of finance, and then put him as managing director. Therefore, he's not able to know when NPA and NASA do not pay. He knows that. Who owns those contracts he's talking about? The wife. It's unfortunate. I watch him. How can a man at that level talk this? You should give us some of this. I feel so bad. In the name of God, I feel so bad. I should discuss a man's wife. I feel so bad.
But you disagree about his wealth? You disagree?
No,
is he older than you? He said he's older.
In here, I traveled and I'm back. Thank you all for keeping the channel going. I really want to thank KJ, Forefathers Show, and all the people, Adama, Ndibo, and all the people who kept the channel going while I was away, and all the participants. Tony, thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Revolution Now. Thank you. Pastor Patrick, welcome to the show.
Thank
you.
you.
Hear me? All right. Ovie, welcome to the show. Ovie, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just wondering why you are welcoming me to my own show. I mean, because we never begin to sue you. Aren't we? And we shareholders of this of this platform.
Yeah. Wimbon, welcome to the show. Wimbon, welcome to the show.
Now Ghanaians, you go feel the welcome. They are still.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
So it's nice to have everybody here. Wonderful. I really, really appreciate
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. Ovie, mind yourself. Ovie, mind yourself.
Like I say always, that we're as good as the people who come in here, and your contribution is what makes this show different from all the other shows out there. We don't have any goal or any ambition or any agenda. We just open it up for you to join us in conversations about what's happening around our country, our continent, and the rest of the world. So once again, I thank all of you for joining us. Quickly, let's because I have only right now I have only two and a half hours. Maybe we have to really close in 3 hours and go to the next person. Let me just start by saying that the topics we have today, we talked about a little bit about that at the beginning, which was Trump and what has been going on in America. His big win yesterday, signing into law. A bill that will impact everybody, whether you live here or not. We talked about Tinubu's travel in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. He has been going around there while in Nigeria, the opposition, they are coming together to challenge him in 2027. Peter Rufai, most of you know as the goalkeeper of the Super Eagles that won the 94 African Cup of Nations. He was at 2 World Cups for Nigeria. He passed away. And Natasha Oti won in court, I think on Saturday. No, I think on maybe Friday or probably on Thursday. And the court is saying that they should reinstate her into the Senate. So these are some of the stories that we have on top of the show. I don't know if you guys have anything important that I'm missing. I've not seen the news today. Tony, let's start with you.
Welcome back, Doctor. Greetings, everybody. The platform. Great to be here. Yeah, we don't have too much time, but I think if you go back to Nigeria, we have a couple of kidnap incidents. One in Benue, and another one in Sokoto by Lakarawa. The one in Benue, very pitiful because it looks like marks of some complicity by the military. The spot where the kidnap took place, the police were there, and it happened. I mean, the soldiers were there, and the kidnap incident happened. But the dirty thing about it all is that the police claimed when some of them were rescued that it was through their effort. Meanwhile, the parents of some of the victims said that they gave money to the paid ransom. So the police lied. And then something else very beautiful was that when the DPO came, tried to rescue the victims, the kidnapped victims. The military people at the checkpoint pointed the DPO and his team to the wrong direction. So that's worrisome. Then the other thing, if you go to the US, a summit of 5 African states coming in July 9 to 11 to discuss some economic matters. Unfortunately, Nigeria is not included. I don't know if that's good. And then we have what else? Liverpool fans, condolences. I think those are some of the. Then we have a terrible in the USA. We have a terrible flood disaster in Texas. Let me just stop there.
All right, thank you so much. I was in Benue during my travel to Nigeria, and hopefully tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa we discuss some of those things I saw there. Revolution now, welcome.
Yeah, bros, well done, sir.
Thank you.
I saw your clips in Nigeria, visiting Nigeria. I saw some of them.
Yeah, we'll put up more tomorrow.
Yeah, and greetings to other brothers in the platform. I say hello to everybody. Anyway, for me, I think you've shown everything. It's just for us to say, well, because Nigeria, you can see now, I added now. Before it was revolution. Now I say revolution now.
It's urgent.
It's very urgent. Listening to Wike yesterday, I was just they were what would you say it? Armed robbers now implicating themselves. Is it not time for them to be sent to jail, even without trial? Let me stop you until the show starts.
All right. Thank you. Patrick, welcome to the show. I think this is the first time you are on this show.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you're in Nigeria. What's how is the situation in Nigeria today?
Well, we are surviving. We are coping. We believe that we will survive no matter what happens. So that's it.
Okay. This kind of tense situation that people feel when they live outside Nigeria, do you feel it while you are in there?
No, we are scared, but we are not. We don't feel it as much as you do because we see what's happening and we have hope that things will get better.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ovie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Lamid.
Yeah, Ovie, there was a time you disappeared. People were calling me, do I know where Ovie is? I had to call you and see whether you are still alive or you disappeared on us. What happened?
Well, I missed the pandemic era. I no get baby. This is Trump, the age of Trump. I don't think I should miss it. So I decided to go underground and do my audition to see who I'm going to procreate with. So that's what's going on.
All right. Any important story you're watching?
Trump is everywhere now. It's the age of Trump. So I'm more I think I think everything centered around Trump. Only Nigeria. When you look in Nigeria, it's as if we're in a different world entirely. So there's nothing new that I'm following that you have not highlighted. And I think every news that I'm actually following currently is what you want to talk about. So nothing outside there. Maybe as we go along, but for now, nothing. Anything breaking news.
All right.
What's the show saying? We work with eyes.
You're working for eyes. We've been going around catching people. That's why we don't see you. All right, let's go to.
It could be the other way around, though. Maybe I be the eye because before Nice car, I'm always outside. Now I'm inside, so you never can tell.
All right, Awembo, welcome to the show. You're muted. Awembo, you're muted. Can you hear me? Vin, is he sleeping?
Yeah, can you hear me? Vin is in the third world country. It's not in Nigeria. In Ghana.
I can hear you.
Okay. I said welcome. How is Ghana?
Thank you. Yeah, we are doing well. We are managing. It's not easy. You know, we have a new administration and it's working on recovering all the loot. People are volunteering to bring out back the money they've looted from, The man is trying well. The oral, the Operation Recover All Loot is doing very well. And so many people that misappropriated the monies, the public funds are now put under trial. I think one of them is in New York, taking after mismanaging the country, he ran to US for medical. So, and he has been also placed on the watch list. So we are looking forward to bringing him back to Ghana to face trial for all the problems that he caused, Ghanaians. And another thing that worries me is the audacity, what I call the cockroach audacity of some armed Fulani herdsmen, parading the state of Imo State, slinging their rifles, the automatic rifles, at the heart of Imo State. That is what worries me. It keeps me awake anytime I see those things happening within the corridors of the Igbo land, Southeast Nigeria, and none of the politicians are talking about it. Only the ordinary Igbo people in those areas are talking and shouting and making videos but the politicians, see it as something normal for someone that you have nothing in common with to enter into your space, sling his rifles, automatic rifles, on guard, walking, grazing cattle in the heart of Imo State. It's an eyesore to me. And one other thing, Dr. Damages, I have to say here is this. There is one guy they call, is it Mr. Manager, a YouTuber, that is, prognosing into the activities of an Igbo king in my own country, Ghana. I would like to advise that guy, I think it's from Yoruba extraction, to stay away and concentrate on what is happening. The king that is here, because of his actions, that thing is going viral. I do not know how someone who has nothing to do with the establishment of a chieftaincy title and those that are taking care of their own people within this way without interfering in our traditional stew here in Ghana, will be allowed, to say most of this thing that guy is saying, creating hate, just like they are also creating in Nigeria, in Ghana. Yeah. We don't want that. We receive our visitors as long as you are on the path.
I had that.
Go ahead.
I had that. I saw that video. I wanted to know, that person is a Nigerian, not a Ghanaian. Is that what you're saying?
I mean the manager, the YouTuber.
No, the man that was saying it. Yeah, I will try to find it and maybe play it before we end the show.
Yeah, we have another Ghanaian that was they call him Tuntum. Tuntum, that is someone who is dark in complexion. That is Tuntum. And the other guy they call a manager. The Tuntum is a Ghanaian. He was reacting to what manager was putting out there. Yes. Okay. So the manager guy is the person that is stoking this hate, just like they do in Nigeria. We receive visitors. We give people chieftaincy titles in Ghana, including Chinese. They give them chieftaincy title. And that Igbo chief is only representing the interests of their own people and their cultural values, not interfering in the traditional system of our people. He is a visitor, and he has also come out to say his duties is for his own people that lives in Ghana, and how to support them or go to them, talk to them on how to behave in a foreign land called Ghana. We don't hate anybody as long as you are on the path of the law, the right side of the law. You have no issue living in Ghana. But those of them that have that are on the other side of the law, these are the people that will still have problems with us and with the system. You won't have problem with us, you will have problem with the system that we operate. And there is another guy from Rivers State, they call something Benson. We understood that he is a rich man in Nigeria who came to Ghana and tried to block the estate that is being occupied by some diplomatic, the diplomatic personnel. I think especially Spanish diplomatic, personnel. Blocked it simply because they did not give him the key, to the lift to where he is staying by the estate management authorities. Warranted him to block public road in Ghana because you are. He was consequently arrested, taken to Central Police Station, Accra, and I don't know what, I think they are dealing with it as well. These are some of the things we do, things that they cannot do in Nigeria, so we don't. These are some of the things that worries me. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. Ike, welcome to the show.
Dr. Damages, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
It has been a while.
I know. Several weeks.
My brothers, God bless all of you, my brothers. Revolution now, you disappear. You are now like, we have to fill a form to see you right now, right? It's good. You're enjoying your life in Sweden. It's good. We don't have a problem. My brother, how we been? Thank you for your comment. I want to appreciate what you just said, because the guy you said that blocked the road, he can do it in Nigeria because we have a lawless country. As long as he belongs to the class of people who has money, he can do whatever he wants in Nigeria. So sometimes they forget that they are not in Nigeria when they go to somewhere else, because they be what they have, the money they have, the stolen money they have in their pocket. They can do anything they want anywhere. And they forget that there are laws in other countries. So I appreciate you for your defense of the chief of the Igbos, that what his duty in Ghana is. God bless you. I appreciate that. Also about what is happening in Imo State, my brother. You know the governor of Imo State. He's an Hausa agent. He's an agent of the Northerners, right? He's the kingpin of the demon of APC in the southeast. He is their leader. So anything goes. So we are not surprised. I'm from Imo State. Every time we talk about Imo State, I'm always standing up for what is going on in Imo State. So am I going to be surprised of what the Hope Uzodinma is doing in Imo State? No, because it is what it is. So but God will help us. Just to say, Dr. Damages, welcome back until we go into the topic that we have. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you, Ike. Finally, Comrade Omori, welcome to the show.
Good day, Dr. Damages and the panelists. Greetings to our viewers across the globe. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. Comrade, let me start with you. We are going to start the topics, and the first topic we are going to deal with is the formation of, not really forming of a party, but the coming together of the coalition under ADC. Is that something that you think will change the trajectory of Nigeria and challenge the ruling party? Before we do that, I want to mention that tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa, we will have a double header, what in sports we call double header. We are going to have two conversations. One will start at 12. The other one will start at 1:30. At 1:30, we are going to have our guest, Declan Galvin, who most of you know. He just came back from Congo and Rwanda. He has real firsthand information on the situation on ground there. And I was with him in Nigeria early last month. So we are going to have that conversation about things he saw in Nigeria, things that happened in Congo, in Rwanda, in Ethiopia, of course, the situation in Kenya. I remember there was a protest in Kenya last week, and he was in Kenya when that happened. So we are going to hear from him tomorrow at our normal time of 1:30. But again, tomorrow at 12, we are going to have a conversation with Professor Ivan. He's in the Department of Peace, Justice, Society at the University of Zimbabwe. He's going to talk about the role of Zimbabwe and South Africa in Africa's liberation struggles, past and present resistance to neo-colonialism. So that will be a conversation that will start at 12. After that, we go to Declan. So if you can join us tomorrow, it will be a double header. And we do the same thing next week because we have a lot of guests who we've been able to get together to come on the program. But because I haven't been around for more than 6 weeks, we have not had an opportunity to talk to them. So we try to put two people together every week until we clear some of the backlog. All right, so let's start with the topics for today. The opposition, they came together under ADC to challenge Tinubu in the upcoming election. Will that work? Do you think this is something that is surprising to the ruling party? Are they panicking? Comrade Omori.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Damages. I think my network was, I had some glitches. I didn't understand most of the things you said, but I want to quickly jump on the ADC coalition.
Yeah.
I think Nigerians are depressed, and as much as they are oppressed, we don't know where we're going, and we don't know how to get there. until we sit down to have a people's discussion on what do we really need as people, what do we want, instead of following politicians who climb a sinker, I think we'll continue to get ourselves in a deeper mess. Some years ago, there was a coalition that brought in Buhari. Everybody wanted any other person except Jonathan. Little did you know that we are creating a bigger monster than Jonathan. After Buhari, we now have a Tinubu. People are not saying.
All right, we lost Omori. Let's go to Revolution now. What is your take on the coalition?
Yeah, greetings again to everybody. And well, you saw that I added something on my name, Revolution Now. First of all, let me start with Peter Obi, because I love that man called Peter Obi, because we all know that he's a truthful man. But many of us believe he can't rule a country called Nigeria because of how Nigeria is. That is why we've tried to warn him. We've talked about our grievances, his character, how he portrays himself. Although they will say he's the new kid on the block, those educated guys would say use those type of English. Everybody loves him. They believe he can do it. Fine. But surprisingly, and again, before I go forward, let me just give a shout out to Shore. I really respect a man like that, whether you like it or not. So I have to say this before I begin. Peter Obi, first of all, I've been listening to so many commentaries from different people, especially the obedient movement. And I can tell you it's 50-50 now. A lot of people are disappointed on our man, Peter Obi. He stood alone, ladies and gentlemen. He stood alone, won an election, was rigged out. What is he doing with people who ruined Nigeria? He shouldn't be sitting with someone like Atiku, for example, because it was Atiku who pushed him out of PDP. And Peter Obi, I still watched the video. He was so angry, talking to the delegates who voted Atiku. You people wouldn't be here for long. You understand? Suddenly, when he has conquered Nigeria, he's now forming a coalition with people who don't love Nigeria. Rufai, how many Christians will vote for people like that? You understand? We know what he did in Kaduna. But let's leave that aside. Then let us, to answer your question, coalition. I like what my brother said, Omori, before he left. It was this same coalition, that's what we did do. That is the problem I have with Nigerians. 90% of Nigerians are people like Naso they do. That's how they brought APC to Nigeria. And we know what we are suffering. You will see so good educated people, they will be telling you that, yes, nobody can do it alone, except coalition. Coalition is what we are suffering today through APC. They join hands to remove somebody who is lucky. And we know what we are suffering today. So for that coalition, if you ask my honest truth, it's just a laughing stock, especially involving Peter Obi. Alhaji Dante, I listened to him. He wasn't happy. He's not happy about it. He might tell you, yes, because he's an obedient guy. He's somebody who respects his principle. He was just trying to paint it, but he spoke the truth. What is Obi doing there? If we want a change in Nigeria, it should be a change. It should be a change. If it's going to take 10 years or 15 years time, let's wait for that total change. Not say, okay, let's remove this man. Nigeria is going down. All these big guys in ADC or what they call themselves, they don't care about Nigerians. They don't. Amaechi, look at my brother Wike yesterday. Now I call him my brother because he was exposing both of them. How they stole Nigeria. Amaechi is saying another thing. Wike said, don't worry, make I open Unanyash. Now so we do. Now so we do. So when now these people come to coalition and we, the street boys, are now watching them, so but you see them, And this is where my brother Peter Obi is sitting, trying to do what there. Let me leave the other people to talk, because there's a lot of anger in me. See, at least seeing Peter Obi. And let me just end with this. Now is the time for Nigerians to know who their savior is. And for me, let's back Sowore. I'm not campaigning for anybody. Sowore is the only person that I believe strongly. Thank you.
Let me give Comrade Omorie time to finish up, just 1 minute to finish up his thoughts. I know he was cut off when his internet stopped. All right, go ahead, Comrade. Can you hear me? Omorie? Okay.
I think I'm having an issue with my connection. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my location.
Okay, we can hear you. Just 1 minute. You can round up your thoughts.
That's to tell you how ADC and Sowore are in the ranking.
All right. And let's go to Tony. Tony, what's your take on the coalition?
They are struggling.
Thank you, Doctor. I think, first of all, there's a need to do some correction here. There's a difference between merger and coalition. What happened with Buhari was a merger of parties. Now what we're dealing with here is coalition. I think there are two different scenarios. So it's important to make that correction. Now, going from there, I think it's a little bit too early in the day to make a prognostication of what is likely to happen. But you can see that with the gathering, you can call them of the good, bad, and ugly, which has always been in our political space system. You never had a party of just saints. It's always been a party of saints and sinners. And we need the mix, the entire mix. I don't think that there's anything wrong if you have previously estranged politicians coming together. Because basically, if you know what politics is, there are no permanent friends, but there are permanent interests. So if you look at the coalition the way it is, I believe that there's a need, to challenge the ruling party, because if you look at all the indices that we have seen, they have not done well. You can say it's too early in the day, 2 years, but we can even see that it's possible within 2 years to begin to show a direction, to see a policy statement that is focused, that is visionary, that can deliver. So these 2 years, have they done something? Yes, they tried to do something, but what's the impact? Because all people look at is your pocket, kitchen and table issues. How does it impact me? How do I feel? Do I feel better? Can I buy rice cheaper? Has the Naira gone down? Is the economy doing well? What are the projections? Can I see hope? Is insecurity? You want to talk about that. So when you look at all that, just even at that basis, you don't seem to see hope. That's my opinion. So there's a need for people to come together to begin to see how do we re-engineer, retool, and see if we can change the system. So I think, in my own opinion, that yes, this is a good move. There will be problems along the way. There will be challenges, but they are not unsurmountable. For me, I'm not pointing fingers. There are no saints. None of those people, politicians we can say are saints. So it's not a question of saints. Even Jesus Christ had problems when he came here. So I'm not anticipating to see a political party that is full of saints. That has never worked in Nigerian history. So to summarize, because of time, yes, I think that from what we see, the ruling party is jittery from their reactions, from their pronouncements. And I think there's a need, to push this particular coalition forward. I think there's a need for, other parties, who are not involved to also maybe get together and with a view to helping us put pressure on the system so that we can get things to move on in a direction that we want. Let me stop there.
All right, thank you. Ovie, what do you think? What do you think about the imagined political arrangements in Nigeria? Do you think it's going to change anything in the country?
No, no. For me, I think the coalition to stop Obi presidential, to keep Obi presidential ambition and the obedient movement. That's what the coalition is about. Why am I saying this? I mean, Tinubu has not committed any crime yet to warrant not giving him the second time. He will not be removed. There's no reason to remove him. But I mean, let me put the context here. According to the power arrangement, the power that be the people that put him there, he hasn't done. He's been doing so well so far. Now, the coalition, that is the northern angle to stop what they see that might eventually take the turn of what the MAGA and the Donald Trump movement is doing currently. If there's anybody that can, or any movement that can stop the turn-by-turn arrangement or give it a run for their money, is the Obi and the obedient movement. So before it gets out of hand, getting out of hand means that Obi either have to repeat that 6 million or better his position, or was better that 6 million. It'll be very difficult to overlook him come 2021, whoever they want to project. Because at the end of the day, it's a consensus candidate is not going to project. So how do we stop that or make sure reduce that? Is to form this coalition, either lure him to take the ticket and give him the same Goodluck Jonathan treatment, to work against him from the inside the party, from the top to bottom, and make sure he loses. And once he loses, that chapter, you don't finish. Attention will be focused on who comes from the northwest. Or, better still, convince him to be running mates to any of the candidates, Atiku or whatever, which I believe will be is not foolish. But this is politics. Anything can happen. I don't know what they have playing on, what they have against each other. And if that is the case, they are still going to lose. Again, his chapter and his movement closes. His best chance, as far as I'm concerned, he should keep going solo. But it's a bigger hurdle now, because as soon as he didn't go with the arrangement and he decided to go with his own solo, they will only ambush on him, just like Bob Marley say, all guns will be pointing at him. They will go, politically speaking, they will go so hard, just like as I see they went with Donald Trump, but he survived it, just to make sure he stopped it. So this is what I'm seeing playing out here. The coalition has nothing to do with stopping Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu is a godfather, and he has able to establish that he hasn't offended anybody, apart from the general masses, to which we don't have power, and nobody is ready to organize us for us to have the power to even go on solo. So as far as that is not happening, the current arrangement is the same arrangement. I think is that Baba Hamid that put it, very well during this is the last interview with the channels, when he was giving example how Tinubu, this is Tinubu playbook, right? When he give the Atiku chance, his platform to run on in 2007, Badu in 2011, 2014, 15, and then February then. So the same thing, but what is happening here, this is Atiku's playbook, right? And I see two things. Either Atiku decide to let Obi come in and do, and okay, play that, I've given him a chance, and they come up with full force 2031. Or the Russian.
Wait, Ovie, who is coming up? Who is coming 2031? Atiku?
Oh yes, if he's still breathing, why not?
All right. Okay.
I'm saying that I am unconvinced now because of what Depa wrote. The original scene. If you read the original scene, how they managed Joe Biden up to this point, so anything is possible.
All right, thank you, Obi. Let's go to Dexter. Dexter, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. Welcome back.
Thank you.
On the panel. When I listen to what we're saying, I just imagine how, when they are playing a football match, okay, and the coach sets out his strategy for the match, and then the over 2 million fans all think that they know how the match will be, and they want to win the match more than the coach and the players. And they start outside, the match has just started. It's not even half time. Everybody has said, it's like this, it's like that, it's like this. I think we should just calm down. If we are students of history, you'll find out that in this power game, it's like Tony said, in this power game, I know many of us want it to be, how our narrative would be. Our narrative. It's not like that. Look, the ADC, for one thing, is it good for Nigeria's political system? Yes, it is good. It's good when you want to run a democracy. You have another party that is at least putting the people in government on the edge so that they won't take Nigerians for a ride. Example, ADC, the next day, Wike gave me their charge, coming out charging. You want the people in responsibility to feel the sense that they need to do what is right. That is one. That is on one hand. Now, about whether, I think many of us are just a bit too emotional about the Peter Obi situation. Look, Sowore, Peter Obi, they are not the individual saviors of Nigeria. So the earlier we start desensitizing our minds of this, it will help us to not have this emotional thing. In the whole politics, look, whether you like it or not, even to win wars, you need every kind of soldier. You need the butcher soldiers, you need the diplomatic soldiers, you need everybody. It will be only foolish. It will be only, let me not say foolish. It is only a strategy until the end, like a game of chess, until you do checkmate. The truth about this thing is that until there's a checkmate, which is winning the election, then there's no, all the purposes can go to, can say, it was not really useful. But there is a whole lot the Nigerian people can do, which is stop focusing so much about all this coalition. It's about identifying leaders we can trust. That is what the Nigerian people should do. Making sure that our electoral process is free and fair. That is for the Nigerian people to do. It's not about ADC or APC or anything. The moment we can get a free and fair electoral process where if I vote, my vote counts, and the people you have voted for, the people the masses have voted for is the person that will go into power, that is the starting point. And it is only the Nigerian people that can demand that. It's not coalition, it's not APC, it's not PDP. Thank you.
All right, Dexter, thank you so much. Wimbon, let me hear your view because I missed you on this topic, which is the coalition and what you think is happening. Do you think it's going to solve the problem? Is there something we're missing, like Dexter said?
Thank you once again, Dr. They say no matter Nigeria, it's not about coalition, it's not about merging, it's about the foundation of that country. Are you, all of you that are sitting down here, including me, who is also, have interest in what happens in that country, because that is where my mother comes from? What stake have you in the document that is operating Nigeria today? If you don't have any input, your interest is not carried along. Whether you form a coalition 20 times or 100 times, it is not going to improve the life and infrastructure of that country. It is only going to improve the pockets of those that are going to benefit in the coalition. So that is how I see it. I see what they are doing. If you look at APC, whether you call it a merge or the same thing, their utmost intention as at that time when they merged was to take up government, to unseat Goodluck Jonathan. And that is what they did. If you form a coalition now that is coming to challenge the current status quo of government, what you are planning to do is to unseat him and take him out of that leadership. Who are the people that are going to control the affairs of this, leadership? Paraventure, they become, they win the power. It is the same old people that have successfully destroyed that country with their actions and inactions. People that could not, in fact, majority of them supposed to be cooling in prisons today. All of you were there when a sitting governor told the whole Nigerians that, oh, we know the people that are killing Nigerians, that are, buying Nigerians all over, and we have gone to sort them out and pay them. If it were any other person outside the North, what could have happened to that man? He is one of the people that are coming out to form coalition for you people. What do you expect? What do you expect? Whether coalition or no coalition, I don't see any fruitful gain that is going to get that is going to ease the suffering of the Nigerian people. Thank you so much. That is what I have in that.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ike quickly. Ike, your take. We're giving 3 minutes to everybody now so that we can catch up on everybody and go to another topic.
Well, first of all, before the last comment of Desta, he said in the military war, you need the butchers, you need the whatever. We are in a country where some of us who claim to be decent Nigerians are not in the political space. And we are not ready to be in the political space. So I don't know who we are blaming. The people that occupy the political space are the criminals that have taken over the political space. They, their children, their cronies, and their friends. And me and you are not ready to take over the political space, and you are complaining. Who are you complaining to? Who is going to do it for you? When you say those genuine Nigerians we are talking about, when you tell them about politics, listen, forget me, I don't need politics. Politics is not my life. I don't need it. It's a criminal organization. It's a corrupt institution. When you are not ready to go in, the same people you are complaining here will take over the political space. And they have taken it over. We tried it in 2023. Genuine Nigerians came out to try it in 2023. We are suffering the consequences of people who claim to be genuine Nigerians that are not ready to take up the political space. The few people that were able, we thought that they were decent Nigerians who rode on the back of Mr. Peter Obi. Where are they today? They have joined the APC. They have joined the group. So, if you say you are not for this coalition, I want to ask you a genuine question. The political parties that you have in Nigeria today, the government in power has taken over every political organization in Nigeria. You can't even, their plan is to make sure that, example, like Mr. Peter Obi has no political party to contest election in 2027. The chairman of PDP is the chairman of burial party of PDP because PDP has already been buried. The same thing with Labour. So if you are saying that you don't want this coalition that they're trying to do, fine and good. Where are the Nigerians who can take up the political space? So in this case, I am saying about, it is the Nigerians who are supposed to be discussing about what happens in the coalition. For example, me, as Mr. Ike, I'm not going to talk much about the coalition because it's just about 3 days. We have not seen the documents. Nigerians have not seen the document of agreement, what was said and what was agreed. So we cannot continue. We cannot just come here and begin to say, listen, if Nigeria we are talking about today, the existence of Nigeria today, you need the good, you need the bad, and you need the ugly. Because that's the only way forward. If you are thinking that You're a genuine Nigerian, you're a decent Nigerian, but you're not ready to go into the political space. Sorry for you, my brothers and sisters. You got to be part of the political space. And if you are not, they will continue to take over.
All right, thank you. We're giving everyone 3 minutes to weigh in. I want Revolution now and Omore, if by the time we come back, I want you to weigh in on Shower's position. I know that you two support Shower, his position that he's not going to join the coalition. And like you said, Revolution now, that even if we have to wait for 26 years to get the kind of government we want, that we should do that. All right, KJ, welcome to the show. Once again, let me thank you for keeping the channel going while I was away. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rudolph. Appreciate your coming back. the weight I've been taking off my shoulder. You can see I'm just lounging around. You know.
This morning I was thinking, can I do this again? I mean, I like this that I don't have to worry about. Anyway, go ahead.
Some people don't really understand what it is, but until you have to do it over and over, then you know the pressure that it brings. Anyway, I just want to actually say that concerning the political development right now, I don't think we the people or even the politicians are learning from history. You know, coalitions have happened in the past, and the Igbo man has always been the one who loses out of it. I mean, I'm sorry to use the word Igbo, but that's the truth. Okay? All the time the coalition happened, the first coalition actually was between the Action Group and the NCNC, which eventually failed. You know, Zeke was driven back to the east when he came back to fight with Okpara, and Okpara said, no, go and fight with your mates in the center, you know. We still have that in back of our minds, but let's even come for the rest. Go back to come forward. Just you know, some days ago when we were still in primary school, there was a coalition between the Awolowo Party and again Nnamdi Azikiwe and the PRP, okay, the Northern People's GNPP and all those Northern people, you know, all those coalition, but the catch at that point was the bringing in of the PRP guy, which was who eventually, just like he played the same role Kwankwaso is playing right now. Nobody knew whether he was in or he was out. Or he just kept mum, and they kept waiting for him. In fact, they postponed the meeting for a while, you know, waiting for him to come in from Kano. The videos are out there just in case anybody wants to look at it. And then, obviously, at the end of the day, who lost out in that one? It's still the same Nnamdi Azikiwe. Now, why am I saying that? Look, the system have looked at the possibility of Obi coming up, and I agree with some of the analysis so far. They know that this guy, even by their own awardment, that is by their own awarding of votes, they gave him 6 million votes. That means he has 6 million votes in his kitty. So now, why do you want to now, come into a coalition with people who the best of them won only one state? Okay, that is one. Secondly, why do we always want to pander to some, the suggestions made to you? You should be bold enough to stand out, because if you understand what you carry, then you don't have to dance to anybody's bidding. I think Obi is the beautiful bride here. He should be dictating, not joining. He should be dictating, this is the way I want it to go. Because you know, whether you like it or not, you have 6 million votes who you didn't pay cover for, who you did not activate. In fact, right now, it's still as if you are the president, because you go to states, you don't rent any crowd. The place is filled with people. So what are you afraid of? That's one. Two, if I were him, since I've already got myself into this nonsense, coalition, you give your own terms, okay? You dictate what your terms are. And for me, I think the most honest person that he will get to ever be his vice is the same Dati Ahmed. So if he goes to there and say Dati Ahmed Baba should continuously be my vice on this ideal, then I think he will go home free. But if he goes and follows whatever is going on, and decide the worst mistake he will make is to say he will going to be vice to Atiku, because let's face facts, okay? Except some magic happen, they don't like Atiku. I mean, if you are a northern politician who inherited People's Front from the late Yara Adua, and up to this moment you are only able to win just a locality where you do well, then I don't think you are doing very well. Maybe your time is up. And those of us in theater said what? It's better to bow out when the ovation is loudest. Don't wait for the clapping to go down before you go out. So for me, if I were him, I would have taken a back seat and allowed these people to go forward. If it's actually for the good of the Nigerian people. But right now, I don't think for the good of the Nigerian people. It's how to keep this man called Obi back in his where he's supposed to belong, because he's biting more than he can chew, or that what has been allotted for him. He's trying to take over the dance. He's taking over the market. And so they want to make sure that he's not able to sell. My brother, that is where I see it too. Thank you so much for obliging me with a few seconds.
All right. Thank you, KJ. Man of Prestige, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Damage. Nice to have you back. Yeah, it's been very good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Damage, before I proceed, please, special request. Give me 2 more minutes to my 5 minutes, because I need to add my opening statement to this. It's very important that I combine it, because my narrative is going to, it's going to show why I want 2 minutes. So thank you very much. I know you're already giving it to me. Thanks.
No. Do you understand that when I do that, other people will demand the same?
It's okay. It's okay, Dr. Damage.
Go ahead.
So let me go ahead. So the point I'm trying to make, I heard what KJ said, and I started listening when Ovie started talking. Ovie said that Tinubu is not supposed to be removed because he hasn't committed any crime. I beg to be different. Not a criminal crime in that sense, but he has committed a crime against Nigeria. Because of where he has taken Nigeria, Nigeria has gotten worse. This is the worst government in my lifetime. So in that sense, it's a political crime. It's not an indicted crime. Why am I saying this? And I will give you an example. I'm not going to go global. I'm going to give you an example of a country within our own pedigree, which is Ghana. And I'm glad I have a Ghanaian here, because I've reviewed what Ghana has been doing recently. Their CD has appreciated 33% beginning last year, January. Last year, November, it has appreciated. It's one of the highest performing, currency in the world among the 150 something countries. What are they doing different, that we are not doing? When this their current president came in January 7th, their CD was 14.70 to $1. Now it's 10.30 to $1. What are they doing that we are not doing? He may say they are very small country, 35 million or whatever it's called. And we are about 200 million. But that notwithstanding, population is supposed to be a plus for us. That's the human capital. We're supposed to utilize it like China is doing, but we're not doing it. We floated the naira, we removed the first subsidy. Where is the money going? So, in a nutshell, we're not doing it. Demand that has come in has been very prudent. It has naturalized their gold. What have we naturalized in their country? This is why Ghana, is doing well. We need to emulate what is right. That's my point I'm trying to make. All the whole policy this government has implemented is good on paper, but Nigeria is not going to eat paper. Let the policy work. Nothing is working. Let the so-called expert here. I see my brother here, which is good in Tinubu policy. Hopefully he will talk after me and tell us what is good. I'm talking about Kulaka, and tell us, what I say that is wrong, and from there to Ghana. But having said that, let me go to what we are talking about the collusion. Am I in favor of the collusion? Yes, no, because I'm skeptical. Because I've been listening to different narrative about this collusion we are talking about. The reason why I said I'm very skeptical, because it's geared towards Atiku. Regardless, they are bringing Obi. I don't know what's going on in the background, but right now, look at the congregation of the whole people, from David Ma to Ihedior. Those are Atiku henchmen. A guy spoke last week that Atiku doesn't want to relinquish the power. He wants to still be a president. So I don't know how they're going to be able to do it, because they are not going nowhere. If Obi is not the flag bearer, it's Obi or nothing. Because if you look at the people there, who has the political capital? Are you going to tell me that Amaechi has the political capital? Obi can beat him in River State, even in the South Side. Amaechi doesn't have any political capital, So it's only Obi that has about 6.5 or whatever million. Atiku 6.9 million. that can, if they combine with the Atiku shouldn't run, they can bring anybody in the north. And I think it was AD that said about that and that you don't have any political capital. So it doesn't matter who they put there. I'm not a fan of Rufai, but sometimes this is what politics is all about. You have to give and take. Just because Obi has, political capital, you can't say that he has to be there. So if you say that he has to be there, what was the collusion from other angle? What are they getting? They have to gain something. That's what politics is all about. So if you come, they have to come together. Are they going to come together? I'm still skeptical up to date, But in my own opinion, it's a welcome development. We can sustain this present government because Tinubu is not doing anything. Where did he go? St. Lucia? I mean, there's nothing in St. Lucia. Maybe some people have been in St. Lucia. I have. They don't have anything to offer in St. Lucia. We are exporting our doctors to them. What are they giving us? We are giving them scholarship. St. Lucia is just a matter of tourist country. About 60% of their GDP, is based on tourism. They have nothing. They have beautiful beaches and everything. So in the final analysis, this government is not doing anything. They need to be checkmate. Are they going to win? In my own opinion, if I have to bet you, they are probably say that, yeah, they're going to win back because they have, they have captured all apparatus in Nigeria. What they are doing right now is to fragment other party, and fracture other parties. This is what they are doing. Edo is a case study about how they're going to win the election. So let's put it that way. Thank you, Dr. Dami.
All right, man of Presi. Thank you so much. Kulata, welcome to the show.
Hey, Rudolph, how now?
Good. Did you go to Nigeria, Kulata?
Yeah, I was in Nigeria. Okay. Nigeria is good. I actually was happy. I went to the Interlands. When I go there, I go and observe. The commodities market is crazy. There are many warehouses in Ogun State, even Osun State. Farmers are making money. So I took my kids, to there, and I didn't go misery shopping. ShopRite was full. Even the supermarket in my own hometown, it wasn't empty. So glass half full, glass half measured. So Nigeria was good. I also drove on the coastal highway. I took some pictures on the coastal highway.
Can you send us the video, the one from Lagos to Calabar?
Yeah, I took pictures. I can send you after. I'm going to jet soon, but I'll send you a few pictures of the coastal highway. And then visited the Yoruba Museum in Onikon. The kids really appreciated it. It was nice. I think every area needs to have that kind of museum. I did the trip like I was a tourist. Of course, my eye was into business. So Nigeria was good. I literally got back like last week.
Will you invest in Nigeria based on what you are?
I am already started, Rudolph. I've already started. That's why I'm dialing down politics. There's a lot of money to be made out of Nigeria in commodities. We're sitting on a gold mine, and we have a stable FX now. So there's no panic whether foreign exchange is going up and down. It's like between 1,500 and 1,600. So you can predict. So I'm heading back. I'm not relocating, by the way, but I'm just going to be doing more business back home. I'm dialing down on politics till maybe the election. So, but this coalition thing just kind of like tempted me out of my shell now. So let me quickly talk about it. So coalition, let's look at the facts. The first question is, whose coalition is this? This is Atiku's coalition. Who are the characters there? They are Atiku's people. Tambuwal, Tambuwal, all the CPC guys, even Rufai and co. People that either Atiku's PDP faction or the CPC faction that worked against president in the last election. Those are the people in the coalition. And then they brought in Peter Obi because they need Peter Obi's energy and the youth vote. The shocking aspect of this coalition for me is not only does Atiku own that coalition and organizes that coalition, Peter Obi disappointed me. Peter Obi just entered the coalition with nothing, no agreement. So here is my prediction, Peter Obi is going to be used because I've read the ADC constitution. They run indirect primaries. So all these, Obi has 6 million votes, Kiniko is bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. They're going to run primaries, and we know how Atiku does his primaries. Wike outspent him in PDP primaries. Atiku still beat him in primaries. And for those that think Atiku doesn't want to contest, let me remind you of who Atiku is. Atiku contested in 1993. The only year Atiku did not attempt to contest is 1999, and that was because he had already become governor of Adamawa. He tried to upstage Obasanjo even in 2003. 2007, he ran under ACN. 2011, he attempted to run. He was knocked out during primaries. 2015 too, he tried to do primaries against Jonathan. You guys remember, he tried to run. 2019, of course, Atiku and Obi. 2023, that was supposed to be Igbos or Southern turn in PDP. He ran. The man officially is 78 years old. Realistically, this is his last shot. And realistically, he assembled this coalition. Are you telling me, an adult here, telling me that Atiku is going to give it up? Is not going to contest? You must be joking. So this coalition, I just don't understand if Obi has had an agreement to become VP, because the end result of this thing is they're going to do primaries. Either Obi accepts VP, because there's no way in hell Obi has the delegates to beat Atiku in the primaries. No way. So is either Obi is going to become vice president, and maybe he's agreed to become vice president, or he does what he did in the last PDP. He pulls out. So Obi is, disappointing. With all that following, you did not get a solid agreement, and then you are entering with the wolves. This is not a tea party. This is not a joke. So Obi is either going to support Atiku, that is if he becomes VP, or support Tinubu, which is if he runs by himself and splits the vote. Because this time around, PDP is going to float a candidate. Coalition is going to float a candidate. If Obi doesn't join them, it's going to become a candidate. And then you have BAT. We also remember, these guys are not fond of using their own money. And the people that fund them, Tinubu, are taking all over the South state. I even heard Bayelsa too is even joining. So at the end of the day, this coalition thing, I really don't understand what Peter Obi did. Like, are they going to fool you twice? Literally fool you twice?
Okay, Kulata, let me play the role of an analyst. So what if it didn't turn out the way you are thinking now? What if at the end, Obi becomes the candidate of the coalition? Did you think about that? And
no, but Rudolph, do you understand what indirect primaries mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, now you understand. Do you understand how we've been doing our indirect primaries between PDP and APC? Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So who are the constituent of this ADC? Where are they? Are they from heaven, or they are from PDP and APC?
No. What I'm saying, I don't know the whole.
No. Answer that question now, Rudolph. These are the same people. They're no angels. They're going to run indirect primaries. It's going to be based on delegates. If Obi doesn't have the delegates, he's simply not winning. And not just that, Amaechi too is interested. There's no zoning arrangement. Let's have clear eyes. There's a video today that Atiku was talking to some elders in the north, and he was promising them that this time around, when he's running, he's going to go after corruption. I'm not sure if I sent you that video. He said it in Hausa. That was when I knew, like, this guy is running. So let's not kid ourselves. And if you don't have the delegates, you are not winning the primaries. This is not rocket science. And to get the delegates, you have to buy them. We saw it in APC. We saw it in PDP. Bro, it's the same characters. How is it going to change? We are adults. Let's stop wishful thinking. This is what is going to happen. If Obi cannot buy the delegates, he's simply not going to become the whatever. This is not altruistic venture. These are guys that are desperate for power. These are guys that have been used to power. You're not playing around with kids here. You're playing around with the wolves. Do you think they're going to just shed their skin? It's not going to happen. Let's stop all this wishful thinking.
Dr. Rudolph, you are muted.
I said, all right, Kulata, thank you so much for.
Please,
so
I'm asking you for 1 second, Dr. Rudolph, please.
So, in conclusion, in conclusion, the fact of the matter is this coalition is already having fractures. You're already seeing multiple camps kind of like abusing themselves as early as it is. Too many ambitions, too many egos, but one man put them together, and that man is still interested. You guys should take out whatever you think from that. There's nothing to be emotional about. I'm signing out. I'll see you guys maybe in 1.5 years' time. Thank you.
All right, Kulata, thank you so much.
Dr. Damages, if you can give me 30 seconds, please, if you can.
Okay, go ahead.
And what I want to say, what your friend talked about, I want to tell Nigerians, do not be carried away by APC talking point about this coalition. Let your mind not be carried away from what this guy is talking about. This is APC talking point. Mr. Peter Obi has not told you anywhere that is going to be a running mate Atiku. I just said here when I was making my statement, we have not seen the original document of what this coalition is all about. Mr. Peter Obi is not a moron, he's not a fool. If you believe in what he believes, follow him. If you are, when he gets you to a place you don't want, walk away. We have an organization, obedient movement. When we get information from obedient movement, that's the information we work with. We don't work with APC talking point. Don't be carried away with APC talking point, Nigerians. It's your choice, right? It's your choice. God bless you.
Thank you, Ike. Let me throw this question out about Showore. I asked this question because Deji, who is a friend of Showore, wrote an open letter to him, pleading with him to join the coalition. I want to hear from Showore's supporters here, and I talked about Revolution Now and Comrade Murray. Comrade, let me start with you because we know Revolution is willing to wait for 26 years to have a change. Are you willing to wait for 26 years to have that change?
I've already annoyed my. I started before 16. If I tell you my age today, you will wait for me. You know, I fought the Abachas of this one, I fought the MPPs of this one. Today, I'm even passing it on to the next generation. You're taking, I'm still willing to wait. I'm not willing to wait for the next 1 minute.
So you think that everybody should come together and try to make a change? Is that?
Yeah, but not the way they are going about it right now. So sorry for the glitches earlier. As you see, I want to advise everybody, every Nigerian here, that our emotions and sentiment will not solve our problem. Let's not our thinking, our goal be clouded by our sentiment and emotions. It will not take us anywhere. This is game of politics. This is game of politics. It's not gambling. You try. If it doesn't work, it may be too late for you to. I mean, you cannot make the same mistake twice. I started by saying, as a people, I think we have all been traumatized. I think we are all depressed and oppressed to the extent that we don't really know what we want until we begin to have the people's conversation, not what the politicians are discussing for us. We go nowhere. I'm surprised that people are, considering what happened to Obi in 2023, people are still here pushing Obi into the same, another mistake. So sorry to say, I might have to offend some obedience today. It's not I'm not here to offend Obi and his obedience, but then, that it will not, I must not shy away from the truth. Obi does not seem to know what he has. Obi does not seem to know his political capital. Obi does not seem to realize the number of Nigerians that died for him, that are still willing to die for him. He's not a good, I mean, sorry to say this, he's a smart guy, he has a lot of credibility, but when it comes to politics, I'm just beginning to see that he's not as smart as we think. Sorry to say this, though. I don't mean any harm. Please, listen to me, you know, disabuse your mind of anything, whether Showore supporter, APC or whatever, so that we can be objective in our analysis, so that we can get the benefits
of this discussion, please. I don't mean to offend any obedient. I was one of the people that said in the last dispensation, putting Obi at the middle of Atiku and Tinubu was tantamount to putting Jesus Christ in the midst of Barabbas and the other criminal. You know, which means since the Showare's message was not resonating with Nigerians, Obi was my next option, considering the people that were in the race. It's not as if it's a messiah, it's not as if it's a saint. So you get that right so that you know where I'm coming from. Obi, if Obi knows exactly the value of the 6 million he had in the last dispensation, he will be making this same mistake again a second time. I don't even know where this one is coming from. About 6 months ago, you know, the problem with the obedient movement is a very formidable movement. It's a very viable one. It's something we can leverage on, you know, if we must get somewhere. But the way they manage it is, you know, some people gather to see Obi as somebody that cannot make mistake. They see him as a saint, as a messiah. You know, whatever he says goes. I don't know his managers. I don't know the people around him. I'm not saying I will be his best manager. But from what we are seeing, about 7 months ago, I was of the opinion that instead of Obi waiting for, either Obi should resolve the crisis in labor or opt out honorably to look for another option where he can. People blame Showore for being the chairman and everything in AC, but at least he is getting, that was the ideology from beginning. You know, like the Malema of South Africa, he knows where he wants. He does not prepare for any to jump here and there. You know, at least that you give it to him. You might not like him. You might not like his ways. Obi told us a few months ago that he's desperate to see Nigeria work, but he's not desperate for power. But the things that, you know, what we see right now, I don't know how you're going to describe that apart from being desperate. Sorry to say, I apologize at the beginning before I started. Now, in 2023, if you have not forgotten how Obi left PDP, now you're supporting what he's doing right now. I think you're not a good student of politics. If you know what you have behind you, you will not go into such a coalition without coming with a condition. They should be coming to beg you for what you have. Not you jumping into another coalition when you are not here nor there. And a faction of labor is telling you now, they're giving you ultimatum. You will be, that has a political capital of 6 point something, giving you ultimatum to leave labor. You are going into a coalition where what happened in 2014 is even different for this. What happened? What brought Buhari to power in 2014 was a major, not just a coalition. Buhari has his CPC intact. Agbado has his Southwest intact. His ACN intact. You know, there was already an arrangement to leverage on the 12.something million of Buhari so that they could have them. The Emiloko statement you had a few years ago, did it just start that day? It started some 20 years ago. Emiloko gave his platform to Ribadu. He gave it to Atiku. He was testing the water, the political waters. He knew the time was not right. When the time was right for it, he came out to tell you it was his turn and nobody could challenge him, not even a city president. That is how political statisticians, that's how political strategists work, not jumping here and there. The same people that were accusing Showore for not joining Obi in labor in 2023, they are busy now telling Showore to come into this coalition. If Showore had joined Obi in labor, a tenant in the boss quarter in 2023 by now, I don't know where you want Showore to be by now. The area will learn. The area will put sentiment and emotions aside. The better for us as a people. I think we are not ready yet. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Omori. Let me give Revolution now 2 minutes to round up. I think Omori spoke for you, I believe. Well, go ahead.
He spoke a lot for me, actually. Not because we are almost of the same opinion, but he spoke a lot. And I agree with him very much. And let me just say good evening to Oga Ike. You know, it's been a while too. So let me just tell you why, when you say, you ask that question, why is Showore not joining the coalition? You understand? It's a question, and I like that question. Why? Why is he on his own? Don't forget, to be a master physician, a professor in medicine, before you attack any sickness, you must do what? You take the blood sample, you do everything to know exactly if that person, if what is causing the sickness is something else. You understand me? You can't just have headache. You just go and throw Panadol like Africans, Nigerians do. That is what they are doing now. Headache day now. Tinubu is not good. Blah, blah, blah. Let's move in. Let's move in. That's how they removed Jonathan. You see where we enter. We went back 200 years because of this, what they are doing now. Exactly. I agree with Kolata, but he made a lot of senses there in his. This is the first day I respect that brother. He said it all for me. So Shore not joining what's his name? This coalition, and everybody, even his close guys are telling him join. We are not foolish people. If you're a street boy, if you have suffered, if you grew in the street, if you have fought fights, you know, you get some fights where you go carry put for your head. They could ask you, say, oh, but waiting concern, you say, I don't want cheating. This is what Shore is telling them. If you want to solve Nigerians' problem, solve it once and for all. Then we know say this problem is gone. Not joining thieves, non-armed robbers, non-failures, just to remove one deadly person, and then tomorrow we start crying again. This is what I will say. Thank you.
All right, Revolution Now. Thank you so much. Before we go to Wike, who totally collapsed yesterday, mentally collapsed yesterday, I believe, on Channels TV. Let me hear Victory. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Rudolph. Good to see you again.
Let me say goodbye. I'm going to work, and I enjoyed myself. And Dr. Damage, welcome back, Noah.
All right, thank you, Revolution Now. Victory, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Rudolph. Nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think everyone have said their bit, but I'm particularly concerned about Kulata. Why is Kulata taking Panadol for somebody else's headache? You know, he came here, was telling us that the article will buy the delegate. How is that his business? It's an Agbademia. He should stick to his Tinubu's policies of removing subsidy and floating the naira. You know, some of these people are so daft, like they are so blinded by tribal hatred, and that's the only thing that they see. So for me, I have reservation about the coalition, but I have said that in the grand scheme of things, any government that will remove this calamity called Tinubu should be what everybody should be clamoring for. You know, I don't even care if Obi wants to form coalition with the devil. I don't care. All I'm concerned that this Tinubu government should be removed. Because if you look at what has happened to Nigeria in the last 2 years, it's a disaster. And if this might continue for another 2 years, who knows what's going to happen to Nigeria? You know, so, and I think some of us that are saying that, oh, we don't support the coalition and all that, ask Rudolph, ask them, how many of you have your own personal agent that you've been paying for the last 1 year? I'm talking about you that is still in diaspora, you have money. Fund somebody that is going door to door, telling the people that this is what happening in Nigeria. Just let them know, let them aware. So some of us, we talk, we make noise, but tell them to bring their money, put their mouth where their money is. They will never. And is it Nigerians that will come out and fight for that vote? Nigerians will not do that. A typical example is my mom here. I said something to her the other day that when it comes to your pastor, you will take your notepad, you'll be writing as if your life depends on it. I said, if I put Dr. Rudolph show on TV for you now, you have little interest about it. I said, but that's what affects your life. You know, if you don't know about politics, what is happening in your country, how would you know how to adjust? So is it the mindset of people that will come out and defend their vote or fight for themselves? So the only way for you to kind of brace up to the government in power, there have to be some sort of unity, some sort of gathering. And these people, the gathering will be made up of all sort of people, criminals, all manner of people that have messed up Nigeria. But if you look at it, if you do it on the probability scale, you find out that, okay, if this, like I said, we don't know if Obi is going to get the ticket or they're going to zone it to the south. But I know that if Obi gets that ticket and those people rally behind him, those are the people that put Tinubu there. He knows that. Why is it that they are all panicking? These are people that work to him to put him there. He knows that. So if they come together, I know that obviously there will be some negotiation, who's going to get certain position and all that. But my position is clear. If Obi gets in there, I think we should electoral reform is a must. In the next 4 years, the politician will be gone if he can do that. and the presidency should be rotated among the 6 political zones. Everybody do 5 years, and you get that. We know that next election is going to South. Next election is going to Southwest. So you present your best candidates from that area. Not that this rubbish that we're doing. We can't continue like this. So for me, as I'm concerned, if Obi has to form coalition with the devil, as long as Agbado must go, I don't care. And anybody that is saying that, oh, you're not part of the coalition, I want to see how much you've spent of your own personal money, as in paying for your own agent to go and start speaking to people door by door, and you're here complaining. So with Nigerians who play too much, we like to play too much as a people. We're not serious people. Thank you, Rudolph.
Thank you, Victory.
Thank you. Rudolph, can I just give me 1 minute, please, if you don't mind?
Okay.
All right. Here's what I want to say also to, I totally agree with what Victor has said, and, I want to dwell on that. You see, my biggest challenge is that, I don't know, I will not say Obi is not an intelligent man. He's very intelligent and all that. People see, different sides of the elephant. And so I cannot, begrudge him for wanting to go into a coalition. But I was thinking that, he will have, the option I was looking at was going towards getting a more, people like Shore to be in his camp, because that would draw, even though, people say how much political capital is that going to bring? But Shore have some goodwill, whether you like it or not, at least for a large number of years, remained very clean. Now, but here is the situation. You see, what is going on now is look, don't take anything to the bank yet. Everything is all moving pieces. Now, there is also, I hear from the grapevine, Tinubu's one of his master stroke is going to introduce 1 term, 6 years in the National Assembly. And so whatever they are doing now, going around doing all this national conference, is the ability to, when all that comes in, this will come with it. Now, when that 6 years term comes in, he's going to be one of the people who want to mastermind that 6 years term. So they all have moving pieces on the table. Why did I say that Ahmed should be continuously to be Obi's running mate? Because I think for him, for a very long time, he's at least a northerner that I see, from the oligarchy, that he says at least straightforward. He tells you what he wants you to hear and what he's going to do. He does not mince words. He says it the way it is. And that is why I say he continues to be Obi's good partner that can keep him away or tell him what they are doing. And because also from a strong political leaning in the north, he will be able to mastermind and pull that weight. You see, if it's any other person saying what Dati Ahmed have been saying, by now they will have been locked up in Kirikiri and they thrown away the key. But for one reason or the other, nobody has done anything to him. Obi can't say as much as he's saying. But apart from this guy, I don't see any other person. I don't see another person who want to give Obi that ticket. That's the truth. What the other guy said is true. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, KJ. Paul, you have the last word on this coalition. We will talk about Wike next. Go ahead.
Yeah, Doctor, thank you for giving me this thing. I somehow have a little bit of knowledge about my Benin people and every other thing. You see a child will grow up, they have their Ogun, these things that they worship and every other thing, their traditional god. While the child is growing at the time, you understand, they make the child have his own Ogun. You too will start growing your own. That's why they have a lot. You understand? So there's a big god. In my village, we have 9 clients. The 9 clients have their own festival, their masquerades, their juju. Then when we're doing our big festival, all the 9 will come together. Then they form one that will dance big and every other thing. So this is how things work. Now, why am I saying that? Obi, to some extent, I'm not so much convinced with what he's doing. But at the same time, it's okay. I just hope Obi will not become another Awolowo from the southeast and every other thing. I believe if I'm Obi, I would tell Obi that I want the big people, you understand, to endorse me before I even go there. Like, casually, this is my opinion. If Atiku said it casually, this is my opinion. Just like the way Biden picked Kamala Harris. Then go there, go sell yourself to win the ticket and every other thing. It would have been better because we know very well that it's Atiku's men that is there and everything. And summary, Atiku might use this strategy of convincing Obi based on my age. I will be 80 years when I will contest this election and I will stay there for 4 years. Do you think I can do 8 years? No. So I promise you I will do 1 term and leave. Then I promise you I'll give you the power. Then it may be a very good talking point for Obi to also use that thing to convince his own obedience. That may be a good strategy. But what about if it didn't work? But the big picture is that a Fulani ruled this country for 8 years and the country didn't work. We went through pain and everything. Hand over it to another thief, a drug baron or whatever, that is also causing more pain to the country and the likes. Then that concept of North and South. Now, I'm not using the word, the two politics they play, the 6th geopolitical zone. I'm using the original word, 2 geopolitical zone, North and South. The North have ruled their 8 years. This is our own turn to do our 8 years. If Tinubu do 1 term and a Northerner is clamoring with this their talking point and arrogant with power, born to rule mentality and everything, I don't think the South will stand for it. You understand? And Tinubu with his own strategy, like they call it the master bad strategy. Tinubu's strategy is to make all these governors come to his party. Now, if it makes sense, if you have 28 to 30 APC governor, if they rig the election, like for example, if they rig Delta State as a traditional PDP state, it may look that, no, it won't show because you say, they move everything from PDP to APC. So that's why they win. Even when the people will not want to vote for that Tinubu's party, you understand? But when they rig the election, it will look much, much okay. That's why Tinubu is begging everybody. Remember, everybody Tinubu is trying to pull to APC is a strategy just to rig, not to win in terms of politics. It's to rig. So he's a master bad strategist. He's just a bad guy, not like he's playing politics at its best. So for Obi, I think Obi is supposed to understand these things very well. And Obi don't have the chance because if Tinubu do 4 years now compared to Obi age and the power go to the North, and the North do another 8 years, by the time you calculate it, that is called 14 years because there's 2 years to the election plus another 12 years, that's 14 years. Obi is already 62. Then age will also work against Obi. So that's why Obi may want to consider that, let me play the role of vice president. Maybe I stand the chance if I'm in government, I can win and everything. But I don't know whether the people from the South will buy that concept. Maybe they might not want power to go to the North. So Obi, to some extent, is between the devil and the deep blue sea. I would like Obi to play this card very well, like Martin Luther King. See, doctor, we have 45, 46 president. How many presidents we've had in America and everything? No president name is like the name of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King in name in street is over 1,000 plus. No president have that numbers. Everybody still quotes Martin Luther King, either being black or white. These are the things that Showore want to live in Nigeria. I think since Obi don't have this corruption thing, why not continue your good work, fight a good fight, than moving from party line? Because tomorrow again, they will challenge him. If he join this coalition and last minute understand that they're not going to give it to him, and he stand his ground and he walk out again, he also showed desperation. He also showed that desperate, that is very desperate with power, in as much as he's saying it like Fubara, but his body language is saying another thing. So I don't know how Obi want to play this card, but I will just say, don't go into this thing. Let them come out in the media openly and endorse you. Don't go and say, I'm going to go there, I'm going to convince everybody. They want to bring Obi, come very close. By the time they want to let him go, his hands are tied. And remember, even if you want to go, now they're not promising that juicy position called vice president. And that's not what the obedient is backing for. You understand? That's not what the obedient is backing for. So I don't think Obi's strategy works very well. Try to do it open than do it closed door. That's my take on that.
All right. Thank you. We will take a break. When we come back, we will talk about Wike and other reactions. to what has been going on in the political arena. Let me also remind those that just joined us that tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa, we are going to have a double header. We are going to have Declan Galvin join us to talk about his travels across Africa, what is going on in Kenya, and the time he spent in Nigeria early last month. Also, we have Professor Ivan from University of Zimbabwe joining us at 12 New York time to talk about the role of Zimbabwe and South Africa in Africa's liberation struggles. That will be tomorrow starting at 12 noon here in New York City. All right.
Dr. Amaechi, next time you want to give us double head, make it 2 female, I beg.
All right. We'll come back and talk about Wike.
was not supplied. Yes, it's correct. Was not supplied.
Wasn't it supplied?
It was not supplied, yes.
That's a crime.
Of reason it was not supplied. I will come to that. He gave me a Rolls Royce. He took the Rolls Royce. Whether you use the Rolls Royce, what's my business? So, I have a Rolls Royce.
Who gave you?
So what? Nobody gave me a Rolls Royce.
You bought it?
Of course. So what?
With what money?
Which money? So let me tell you. Femi, before Hamatan, there was cold. I didn't come from the same background with Rotimi Amaechi. I didn't
were you rich before?
Not me rich. I didn't come. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. As a student, I was in a Mercedes Benz. My father was a general manager of so many companies.
So you came from a rich background?
I will not say too rich for the Dangotes. But I think I had a small background. Yes.
But
Mr.
Amaechi challenged you.
No,
he said you have houses everywhere.
I'm coming.
Where are these houses? The subject of your wealth.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that, sir. So that Nigerians will hear. I've not denied here. His anger, he saw that I used Rolls Royce. So what? It was not given to me by a contractor who was doing job with me. No. A contractor gave him. A contractor gave him. That was bribe. You took from a contractor. I will not do that.
Mr. Amaechi said he's not corrupt.
No. One of the most corrupt people. I will come to that. And I will come.
Are you corrupt, Mr. Wike?
What do you mean the word corrupt? No court has found me guilty to be corrupt. When you say the word corrupt. But if you say, well, I like money, hold on. Nobody can do without money. You cannot say because I say, I need money to solve this, therefore I'm corrupt. No. I need money to pay my children's school fees. I need money to take my family's healthcare. Does that make it to be corrupt? No. But when a man comes in the public to say, I don't like money, you know that man is a big liar. Because he needs money to solve this problem, to solve it. But I'm going to that. You're talking about houses. I'm not a bushman. No, I'm not.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. That was Wike yesterday, complete meltdown in front of Nigerians. I want to know what you guys think about his performance. Let me start from the people we've not heard from in a while. Awembo, do you have anybody like Wike in Ghana?
Oh, yes, we have one, but he has been tamed. I don't know whether you saw the one that was going about showing gold, the kind amount of gold he has in his this, because his party was in power that time. His name is Woon to me. If you browse Woon to me, you will see that is the AKA. His party was on
so I can hear myself. I can hear myself at the background. Let me figure out who that is. Please, can you mute if you are not live? All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right, thank you. So when his party, just like Wike is doing right now, when his party was in power, that was what that guy was doing. Very arrogant, insulting everybody. Even the current president was insulted. And my current president is such a man that do not witch hunt people. He will allow the law to play. The man has never even filed, any defamation suit against the guy. But if you don't, this guy was mining in our forest reserves. He had the audacity to enter into our forest reserve to mine, polluting our waters, depositing heavy metals, lead, cyanide, mercury into the water bodies. That if you browse Ghana water bodies now, because of galamsey, that is illegal mining, you will see the color of our water bodies today. And there are reports, medical reports, that have confirmed that because of these heavy metals, in our waters that we are using also to refine to drink, our women are giving birth to, deformed, babies. Yes, it is there in our, so he has been tamed. As I'm talking to you now, he cannot speak the way he was speaking before, proud to unleash to the public the amount of gold he has acquired. So this is where people are held responsible for their actions. But in Nigeria, you gave them the audacity to do what they are doing. You gave them the platform to do what they are doing. Imagine in some countries, a minister who will come out to brag that he has a Rolls Royce. What is the cost of a Rolls Royce? Let's just say, a retail price of a Rolls Royce. I don't know the brand, the model he has, whether Phantom, Ghost or so. I don't know, Colina. I don't know. But the price of a Rolls Royce today is within $450,000 to $500,000.
No, let me tell you the price. I'm sorry. He owned a Rolls Royce Ghost, and it's about 360 something, thousand. That's what he owned, Rolls Royce Ghost, 360 something dollar. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, because I saw the time when I tried to find it. It was the time when the Saudi Arabian king, although they gave the players that, I think the one I saw, Ghost or Phantom, was around $400,000, but I don't know. But thank you with the confirmation. So that is how. Can you tell me that a minister in the United Kingdom will browse of the kind of money, that kind of car, acquiring that kind of car? That is the kind of people that you have in your government. And these are the people that are managing the affairs of the country. How do you want to tell me that Nigeria will be better with this kind of people, roaming around and controlling what you have in your country? It will not work. These are psychopaths that are just, enjoying the benefits of the benefits of your words, simply because they have the power to stay around the corridors of power. That's why I don't want to speak much about that man, because I don't believe that he worth it. That is what you got. That is what you get, and that is what you have to have. So that's where I'm going to put it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tony. Wike. Was it triggered by something?
Yes, I have followed him for a while. From when he was governor, I didn't know him when he was. I didn't quite know him when he was chief of staff or when he was local government councillor. But from what I read about him, I think I will put the facts in perspective. You see, the system. There's a system that creates or throws up people like Wike, and they can speak with him and do whatever they want to do, sometimes with impunity and so on, and they are not sanctioned. You can only have characters like him in a place like Nigeria. I mean, apart from the Rolls Royce we're talking about, he has a plane. And if you check his history, I understand he hasn't worked privately for himself. So all through his career, he's been working for government. And I'm not sure that he has been probed, the sources of his wealth. From what Chen asked him, some of the questions he couldn't answer. So, but when you look at him, I looked at Wike when himself and the president and the former governor, Fubarak, were coming out of whatever meetings they had with respect to reconciliation of both parties, over the River State situation in video. And when I looked at him, just looking at his frame, I could see, that he looks like someone, I'm sorry to say this, who appears to have some challenge with his health. Just looking at him physically, pardon me. And if I look at his gyrations and posturings and his gestures and the things that he says, sometimes without discipline, sometimes without moderation, you see that this is a man that needs help. He really needs help. And a system that allows that kind of person to be a public servant, serving the people, asking people, why should he be talking when I'm talking? Asking people, there's nothing you can do to me, and so on and so forth. It's not a kind of character that is ready to serve people. He's not. You can't call him a public servant. He's not. So, but the system, this is a part of the tragedy that we have as a nation, that the person who put him there is even more visible than the person who put him there. And it's unfortunate for me that these are the kind of people that we see everywhere. It's not just him. We've seen ministers also. We've seen people from the federal house, posturing and threatening that they are greater than the IG, nothing can be done, and so on and so forth. So that's the system, that the Nigerian conundrum. These are from top to bottom. These are the things that we see. And so that's why there's a need for a rebuilding of our political system. That's why there's a need for us to actually interrogate the existing political order that we have, and see how we can retool it and get in people who are ready to serve, not people who are trying to put things in their pocket. Once a minister is accused of having to award land valued at billions to his children and so on. And we live in developed climes. Once that kind of accusation comes, you step down, maybe for investigation to be done, to establish the veracity or otherwise of that kind of allegation. But of course, people sit down there, nothing is done, sometimes swept under the carpet. And so that's the tragedy, of the situation. It's sad. That's all I want to say. I don't want to go too personal with Wike, but I think that when you see these characters, frontlining in our politics, you don't want to be associated with the politics of Nigeria. You just want to stay away, and it's very unfortunate.
All right, thank you, Tony, and I'll come to you, Ovie. Ovie, go ahead.
I'm here. I'm with you.
Go ahead.
I think, since the game has started in earnest, this is politics at the highest level now. I refuse to see it from individuals because this is the first time since the beginning of this Wike's journey as a minister that somebody actually hit him and he's coming. He struggled to come back. he's struggling to defend himself, to actually come back. So, and that's a big win for the coalition, right? If we want to use that as the people that the party that Amaechi represents, because he is the first target. Immediately they finish their announcement and whatever, and they actually get through to him. That's a big win, because at this point, I want to attack Tinubu. I don't think there's anything new at this point that you bring against Tinubu that people are. So what do? You go after his lieutenant, and Wike a big fish. Wike has been a necessary distraction to the government, right? You don't know when a PDP they attack or na the government they attack, and it's been a very good bulletproof so far. But for the very first time, his own person got through to him. Now, two things here: either the power, the group, his own political families and alliance within the PDP will begin question themselves and say, "Come on." I don't think this man, this first hammer actually got through to him. What happened if they follow through? Another one. How long will it take before it get through to us? So we better start where we will go now. Those will never move already. So That now one first, but at the same time, the Tinubu team to start now what it come. This man will be our bulletproof from the beginning. Don't blast a bullet on the entire. What happened if they take him out? Who's next? So the competition has started in earnest. It's beyond individual. So kudos to Amaechi and but by extension to the coalition. This is their first attack, and they get through. I think I'll give them the win at this point. So we'll see how what come next. Who is the next target from the attacking angle, or what is going to be the APC group just going to wait for them to keep Rex Conrad, or they are going to go. But it's very hard for you to go for anybody now in the coalition because you don't actually know who, even though every indication point at Atiku, but we don't actually know. So we are in for a treat. We are in for a treat, politically speaking.
Let me just point out that while I was traveling in the last 6 weeks, I met a lot of people who watch this show, and they all know you guys, and they ask questions about you guys. I spent most of the time trying to explain that I don't really know Ovie. I've never met Ovie, but a lot of people know you, all of you, and what you say here. One of them sent me a message now, and it's for you, Ovie. He said that in the last segment, you mentioned something about Tinubu, why the Nigerians don't have any reason to remove Tinubu from office. So he said I should play this video for you.
All means necessary. You must have electricity, and you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I can't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me.
All right, Ovie.
Yes, I think people. That's what happened when you not listen all through, right? I said it. Yes, the Nigerians, they know, as in the general masses, are not in a position to either make a president or remove a president. We are not organized. Everybody gets his own allegiance as it is now, and the saddest part of it is that none of the leaders of these groups deem it fit to organize them. They come at the 11th hour to mobilize them. Because very soon, people will come here and begin insult Nigerians if they don't vote for their candidates. The question you should ask them, what have they been doing for the past 2 years? We are complaining. Nobody don't actually go do the real work. I am not saying the government is doing the real work, but there's no way you can mobilize people who are in power. They have more political, so many resources, including violence, that you don't have. So at the dying minute, it's not possible. So you want to mobilize everybody. So that's what I'm saying. The people are not organized enough. I am not blaming the people because it is up to the leader, people who want to govern, who want to rule, to do that job, to organize the people. It takes time. That's why the politicians are not willing to go into that. So when I say the Nigerian masses are not in position to make or take our president, that's what I mean. And I stand by it. She's not here with them now. Let's see how it's going to happen.
All right. Thank you. I lost track of who is next, but let me go to Man of Prestige. There was someone that I thought would be the next. Man of Prestige, go ahead. We're talking about Wike and his reaction. What do you think?
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, Wike occupied, same ground most Nigerian politicians occupy, corruption. We don't know how they make their money. So let's take Wike antecedent and where he's coming from. Being a governor, being a speaker of the House for 4 years. He's a lawyer. And he has never practiced any law, in Nigeria. He has never, been in the court in Nigeria. So he can't claim that he made money through his, through his academic or through lawyering, and being a governor for 8 years. So let's come to the part. How did he accumulate all those weights? If you go to, if you do different searches, I mean, it can vary. Wike network is approximately 600 million, depending on where you're coming from. Some say 10 million, some say, I'm talking about in dollars. I mean, how can a governor, what is a governor money? You've been in office, let's assume you've been in office for 10, 15 years, including the governorship, the speaker. How did you accumulate such a wealth? We know definitely that he owned a Rolls Royce, Ghost, like about 300 and something million. And he owned a lot of political, he has Prado, he has a Lexus, he has Range Rover, bulletproof Range Rover. And he has a lot of estate in Abuja and so on, and in Port Harcourt. So how can you accumulate all this way by being in the government office? I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I mean, he has embezzled River State money. That's where that's coming from. And he's supposed to have, if you look at the last time, I think about 2 weeks ago, there's a Bentley behind Rolls Royce he was driving, but he claimed that Bentley didn't belong to him. So that has not been actually fact-checked, whether the Bentley belonged to him, but definitely the Rolls Royce, he owned the Rolls Royce. So you can't work for the government, or you own all this fleet of cars. You own a lot of luxury house in Abuja and in River State. In fact, the bottom line is that how do you accumulate? He's not alone. So he's not the only opinion in that when it comes to Nigerian state, Tinubu and so on. Just what speak for yourself. He can come here and deny all he wants, whether he owns land or whatever, giving his land in Abuja. That has not been properly verified. He has denied it, and they have not been able to actually have evidence to say, okay, he owned it. He are pushing about some acres of land, about 2,000 acres of land or whatever it is in Abuja. We don't know if that's fact or not. But knowing Wike antecedents, is he capable of doing it? Yeah, there's every evidence. Wike is as corrupt as any other government, any other politician in Nigeria. Coming from an oil state, River State, I mean, he can properly be flyover. Maybe the 50% of the budget, he take it. That's what people do. I mean, we are so pedestrian in our, the way we look at this. Just because he built a road, I mean, people crazy that Wike has been doing a good job in Abuja, refurbishing all those whatever he's doing in Abuja. They say, he's the best performing. That's a very pedestrian in any society. I don't know why we give our governors, not others so much credit. I mean, we are very docile. That's the problem we have. Even some people here, we come here and say, he did this, he did this. No, he didn't do nothing. He's embezzling the country money. That's where it is. So all these things that he come on national TV, organized press people. Do you know that every week or every other week, Tinubu organize, Wike organized press, press to come and talk to him. He's the one organizing it, and I verify that he's paying them for that press conference. They're not inviting him. He's the one invite them for that press conference he always have, and he paid them money. Is it not the Nigerian money that he's paying, or is it his money? That is, that he organized every other week. So this is where we are right now. So I don't know what Wike is in Nigerian space. He's corrupt, as I can tell. Is he the most corrupt? He's top up there. Look at the money that he made. That's all I'm gonna say in that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man of Prestige. Dexter, we played one part of the video. There was another place where he was defending. He was talking about the land that newspapers are accusing him of acquiring in Abuja. And he said something like this, that his children are Nigerians and they deserve the right to own land, just like anybody else. He did not see anything that is of concern, things like conflict of interest. So to him, it's okay. And these are lawyers. It's okay for him as minister in charge of Abuja to allocate land to either businesses that his children have interest in. So these are the standard that we have. People who run the affairs of the country. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. I actually listened to that interview. For me, it was very interesting. You know what I can deduce from that interview? I listened to a short clip from Sam Adeyemi, and he was telling the story of how people writing post-UME exam, we're writing it in darkness, and we're using candles and torchlights to write the exam. And he was saying, imagine that is a child writing the exam like that. 20 years, 30 years from now, that child will be in a position of leadership. What kind of leadership do you want that child to be? What is the perspective of life that child will have? Will the child be thinking, I should build schools where people can go to? Many of them will come out and be thinking, if I was writing with torchlight, whatever you guys have might be okay. You know, I think that's where we are in Nigeria with people like characters like Wike who are in position of leadership. You know, it's sad, but that's the reality. You know, that's the reality. However, there is hope. For me, there is hope. The hope comes from the Nigerians that have seen the light. But the Nigerians that have seen the light must take the bold step to come forward and put themselves up in position of leadership. Regarding the land issue, I mean, it's well known. Look, I lived in Port Harcourt. I followed Wike. I knew him from when he was local government chairman, chief of staff, minister. Look, give it to him. Wike is a dogmatic politician. And he said it yesterday. When he brought Amaechi back, yes, he did bring Amaechi back. He played a critical role in Amaechi becoming governor. He chose to be chief of staff. Why? He said he wanted to control the political structure of the state. He said it there, you know, because as chief of staff, everybody must pass through him to get to the governor. So he wanted, and that is what he has always wanted. Regarding the land issue, it's not only the one in Abuja. I'm sure it's not a lie, because I saw what Wike did in Ada George Road in Port Harcourt, where he purchased that. He literally, people that had the property, he literally took it away from them. If you didn't want to sell, the government will oppress you till you sell that land. And Julius Berger built a massive edifice for him right there. You know, so regarding that, but it's just what is where we are in our historicity in Nigeria, where criminality is brazen with people, characters like Wike that are supposed to be lawyers, but they can break the law. And then when they want the law to work in their favor, they make it work in their favor. You know, that's where we are. But I think the critical question is people like Dr. Damages, Ovie, Tony, Paul. It's time that, because you have seen where systems work, it's time that you also pack your bags. That's why I still give credit to Peter Obi, and I feel it's very unpatriotic that people that are outside the country, busy enjoying outside the country, we come here and be bashing the man. The man is trying. The man could have afforded to stay outside. And the man has told his story of what made him decide to go back to his country. He has decided to go back and be exemplary in trying to provide leadership. And it's now left for everybody that is here, that has gone outside, and see how sane societies work. I don't know who was on Arise TV, Faponda. He was on Arise TV yesterday, and he said something. He says, the moment a Nigerian politician enters London, rule of law, he cannot do anything stupid. He will follow the rules. He will follow traffic light signs. He will follow everything that is correct. But the moment he arrives in Abuja or Lagos, everything has gone out of the window. So what we need is people whose conscience, who now know what it means to be in a sense. If not, Nigeria will go down the drain, because the young people coming up don't even know what it means to live in a sane society. A young 12-year-old that does secondary school in Nigeria, all the person knows is exam malpractice, cheating the system. That is what in Nigeria, can you follow a traffic light? If you follow a traffic light, you're insane. You're insane. If you stop at a traffic light that says red in Nigeria, the truth is that you are insane, because everybody will drive past if the road is clear. So I think it's time for people here to start doing OVA. Not be to stay where you did, they chop the hustle. Pack your bags. Pack your bags. Everybody here, pack your bags and start heading back to your country to make it great again. Thank you, Dr.
Dr. Damaechi, 5 seconds. Dexter, I don't blame you, I blame Dr. Damaechi, because you know they could escape from money, even though they recognize my popularity on ground, that I can command votes. Peter Obi only served Nigeria, let's put it that way, for 8 years. I did it for over 10 years. So be specific when you make some counties, right? So the next way you go out of our ignorance, now we serve. I agree with you. Now that we have seen where system work, right? We should go back and implement it. But at the same time, that's why you should listen to us. We will understand where system they work. Would they tell you, say, this is where things are wrong. See, if you are not free, for all your plan is based on somebody who is controlling your freedom, we need to attack that first. And as far as I'm concerned, none of these leaders is looking that direction. There is a reason why, maybe for the last 20 years, there is no nationalist leader in Nigeria. Ask yourself that question. Why? What are they scared of? No, everybody is scared to stand up and say, come, the policy that the West is forcing on us cannot be sustainable. I actually mean it. What are they scared of? But that's where solution will start from, right? Solution will start from. National movement have to start. There's a reason they killed it. I think the last person was the military head of state that was assassinated, right? So that's the guy that actually stand against the West economically and say, come, I think we can do better. So listen to us when we provide solution. Nobody say, because we did the system too. We don't have the government inside and out. So when we talk at times, it is where we feel them. I was dropped. So I was dropped from Commonwealth game, 3 days for us to fly.
All right, Ovie, thank you. Dexter, thank you so much. Let me play this video.
For poverty. Really, it is the poverty that we have taste for more than the prosperity. I attended an interview on Channels Television some days back. Just before we started the discussion, they played this video of some young people in this country that wrote exams recently. They had to write the exams into the night. And in that video, you saw those young people holding candles and torchlights to write the exam. I said on TV that if it was elsewhere, that was enough to ground this country. If we understood the implications, because what goes into a mind comes out in a life. I said, you want to see what our country will look like in 20, 30 years' time? That's it. Because that is what is going inside these kids. If that is what is normal for them, that's what's going to be normal. So you wonder why somebody becomes a senator or becomes a governor and does not have empathy for poor people. That's why. If that was normal for me, why should it not be normal for you? Now that I have breakthrough, that's my breakthrough. God will do your own. That's the attitude in this country, right? Cultural taste for mediocrity. There is power called for long hours. And then all of a sudden, the power comes back and everybody shouts, up NEPA. And then, they supply the power for like 10 hours. And it's like, wow, they're really trying to supply darkness. I could go on and on. There are different areas like that where I see the cultural taste that poverty, underdevelopment has produced in us. I noticed something though. The person God would use to deliver Israel from Egypt and to take them to the promised land. You know what God did? He did not allow him to grow in the slave camp. He organized for him to grow up in Pharaoh's palace. The person that will lead us out of the mediocrity cannot be the one that is saying up NEPA because they brought power. It is the person that cannot take it, that thinks it's not normal. So God put him in a different environment so he could have a different cultural taste.
All right.
Dr. Jamini, yes. Let me just say something. Do you know that why that video, when I saw it, it resonated with me very well. You know why? So I worked in a place in Nigeria. Fortunately, I had a direct relationship with the MD, the CEO of the company. So while they paid other people in Naira, this man, whenever I do tenders for him. Whenever I do tenders for IOCs. Once I submit a tender, he pays me in dollars. So I was not living on the economy of salary. But guess what? This man owed his staff for 1 whole year. 1 whole year. And I asked the staff, why are you coming to work? They are not paying you salary. And you are coming. They are not paying you salary. And they mandate you to come to work. Why? And they kept on telling me, Oga, at all, I am bad pass. So at least I know say they owe me. I couldn't understand. I told them it is not normal. I said, look, guys, it is not normal. The moment the time for your salary to be paid reaches, you shouldn't be here. Nobody, none of them understood that. I couldn't get it through to them. In fact, I had people waiting at the outside telling me, even people that didn't have job, give us job. I said, don't you know they are owing them salary? They said, no, let us enter inside first. Let them be owing us. That is why.
Lester, are you saying that you don't understand why they think that way?
No. See, look, I can't look, Dr. Damides. Somehow I disabused my mind from that situation, so I couldn't understand why they would be. Look, if they decided not to show up to work, the management had no reason to indict them. That was what I got upset with. Okay, they are not paying you. They have not paid you for 2 months. Why are you coming to work? Stop coming. Oh no, they will sack me. What the heck? Are you not sacked already? What is your problem?
Yeah, but they live on hope. They live on hope, and there is hope.
Doctor, let me just ask Dexter one small thing. Dexter, I speak the way I speak. My wife speak the way they speak, but my kids still have American accents. You understand? Dexter, you're wired like an American, but you grew up in Nigeria. You have Nigerian accents. Environment mold you. You take it or you leave it. It molds you.
All right,
doctor, please, can I say, please, can you indulge me? Can I say just something for a few minutes?
I want to go to our Wimble.
Yes, I think Dexter is spot on. I don't agree with Paul, because I've had a situation where, as a government contractor, I was awarded a big job, and the government was going to be changed. The new government was going to come in, and I was asked, kind of compelled to not to do the job by, and then they would destroy the file and we share the money. And they could do that. But I stood my ground. I said, no, I prefer to do this job. But what I said was that I can give you part of my profit, but I like to do the job. And they accepted it. And I did the job, and I did it very well. I think the challenge that we have, the environment doesn't change you if you are really the person that you are. And I think the thing that we need in Nigeria today from leadership is people who can stand and brace the odds, because I was ready to lose the job if I had to. So I think we need, if we want to rebuild Nigeria,
Mr. Tony, Economics 101 tells us that anything that is below 15% is as good as it does not exist. You might be like that, and I'm not saying you are lying, but you become the abnormal in midst of normal people, because that is their normal. Yeah. So you are the abnormal. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're lying. But when we have a good structure, you understand, we're supposed to have 85% more normal people than abnormal people. You that is doing the right thing in that environment, you are the abnormal. That's what I'm saying.
That's why leadership is critical. That's the point I'm trying to say.
Our leadership is abnormal. That's why a boss will do that kind of thing and send his own kids abroad to school.
All right.
It's abnormal. Your governor built world-class hospital, but will not use the hospital. And he still call it world-class, not state class, or world-class. But have an accident, will fly to Germany. Give testimony, my wife is dying. Take her to Germany. You understand? And he built a world-class hospital. Is that normal? That's abnormal. But that is his own normal.
Paul, thank you. We are running out of time. Let me make
Paul is world class because everything in that hospital is imported, including the food when they.
All right. Awimban, you wanted to say something?
Can you people allow me
I wanted
to before you change topic?
I wanted to say something, to Ovie. When my mic was giving me, hard time to connect, Ovie told me that I live in a third world country. Ovie, we are poor. Yes, quite all right, we are poor. Ghana, we are poor. Okay, but as you can see, I am not living in a poor environment. I live outside the city. I live in the farm. And when you look around here, since the time I've been talking to you, I have liked for the past 6 months, 1 year, 2 years now, apart from when they were doing a general maintenance in our power system where we were rationed. My light hasn't gone off. My deep freezer, my refrigerator have been turned off because they are, over freezing. Okay, so we are not. I was just touched with what my elder brother said here right now. How can you do that to your own words that are in the classroom writing? Don't you have conscience? But in Abuja, they have constant electricity. If they don't have constant electricity that's supplied to them, they have access to, to deploy solar boards in their houses. And their children attend schools in posh areas or outside Nigeria from your own money. And my uncle, why will you take part of your own profit to satisfy a corrupt politician? It's better that you don't do that job, because he is going to replicate something to another. That is what it is. You have encouraged it, and it is going to go on and go on. Yes, sacrifice it. Sacrifice it so that people, they will know that, yes, this man cannot be corrupted. You use your hard work, your sweat. Did they pay your school fees? They gave you contract to do the job. Why will you now share your own profit to the evil politicians that are milking the country on a daily basis? That is my problem. And those children that were made to write their exams, their papers, using torchlight and cut. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I don't know, I think there are a few people that are yet to weigh in. I want to bring in Ike, KJ, I'm not sure who else, but Ike, go ahead.
Plus myself too.
Okay, cool. Ike, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Damages. You see, in a big space like this, who are we talking about, Mr. Wike? Is he not going back to what I said? Because the people that are supposed to be in the political space are not in the political space. And Wike and his children and his cronies are in the political space. And we are complaining. That's my point. It doesn't matter how you try to address what I say from the beginning. The origin of the problem of Nigeria is what I am saying. And until you try to accept it and not to be too academical, to accept that you are part of the problem. We are talking about Mr. Wike, who has worked without enterprise in all his life. There is nothing he can show you that he has a pure water where he has ever sold pure water to make his money. All what he has made in his life is the wealth of the people that belongs to all of us. And he can sit on the television and tell you that you cannot do nothing. And because he knows you cannot do nothing. That's the point. That's where we are. And because he believes that Nigeria belongs to him and the man from Babylon, and because they have decided, joy-handedly decided, that they are going to cripple Nigeria from the judiciary to the electoral process and to every system that is supposed to work for everybody. And everybody is keeping quiet. That is the system. And when you see a man who have decided to, Mr. Peter Obi is an open book. Mr. Peter Obi is not a book closed. He doesn't even need to do any campaign anymore. He's an open book. You have had everything that you need to know about who Mr. Peter Obi is. So he is an open book. He doesn't need to do any campaign to come back to tell you that it is from consumption to production. He has never stopped saying it. And that's why I am telling you that for a man of his type to decide to pay the risk that is paying to be that Nigeria becomes a country, and somebody will begin to come here and begin to say things that you need to say because we have a platform of Dr. Damages that we have opportunity to say whatever we want to say. Let me remind you, all of you, Mr. Peter Obi decide tomorrow to come to the press and say that I've decided that I am out of Nigerian politics. He has lost nothing. But that purpose and that reason that God has brought a man a time like this, it is all of us that are going to pay the price, like what the video Dr. Damages just showed us right now. And I'm going to end like this. For the avoidance of doubt, Mr. Peter Obi was on the space 2 weeks ago. There is no place anywhere Mr. Peter Obi has told you that he's going to be Vice President Atiku. I don't want people to stop playing the politics of APC. If you have your permutation, keep it to yourself. The man we are talking about has not spoken to anybody that is going to be a running mate to Atiku Abubakar. This is the talking point because they want to divide us. They want to make us keep talking what we are not supposed to be talking about. So we are discussing Mr. Wike today because we have decided to leave the playing field. And all of us have become spectators. And now when he's scoring goal, he are complaining. Why should we complain? So that's why I tell you here, and I keep repeating it, because everything ties to what our first conversation, which is the coalition. I am telling you here, that's my opinion. The only solution to Nigeria, let me tell you, by 2027, we are going to have about 20 million Nigerians that will become 18 years. Those people who are writing that exam with lamp and with candle, most of them will become 18 years. And we have about 20 million youth of Nigeria that are going to become 18 years by 2027. So there is no hiding place for this government. They must go. They must go. And those people who wrote those jams by candle and light, they will be 18. They will rig. You see this election, you see 2027. Rig election and we're going to rig you.
All right.
Like this.
Thank you so much. Before I call you, KJ, Jude Okocha reminded me that Wike was responding to Amaechi, which is true. Amaechi granted an interview on channels where he spoke about Wike, so Wike was responding to that. So we have to put that in context. KJ. Go ahead.
I think I did that very well in my response.
Thank you so much for putting that that last line. But you see, that's because Wike has spoken about Amaechi many times. You know, I work with both of them. I work, Amaechi and Wike himself. You know, created a program called the Giants Tribe of River State. Okay, it's a program we ran for a while. So most of the project that Amaechi did, I can confidently say that I was there. I saw them. I shot the schools. I shot this. I had an interview with all of them, all their henchmen who are now acting up in River State. One way or the other, I had one conversation or the other with them. But yeah, here's where I'm going. I watched that interview, and with the disregard for the public was what even shocked me the most from Mr. Wike, whose father is supposed to have been a reverend father. I mean, sorry, a reverend gentleman who was involved in a lot of philanthropies, as we know. So it was shocking to see that somebody whose father is a pastor can have such an attitude towards, disdain for individuals. The vehicle is driving, which he says so what for, is costing almost, because it's some of the features are customized. It's about $700,000. Okay, if you just oppose that with 1,500 naira, imagine how much it is. Okay, and people come and say Wike built Abuja. How? Where? If there's anybody who have improved the life of Abuja, much more than any other person, it's people like Rufai who came in and started other zones. He created, there are other development parts that were not developed. He created them and started them and completed them. Okay, not you are coming to scrape off the road that's already been there and tie it, and then you say you are bringing development and all that. And by the way, I don't want to, because I already made a comment on my Facebook page concerning this. I mean, if it were in a place where people live, okay, the people should have chased him out of government by that, even that singular statement alone, whether he would respond to Amaechi or not. But people don't live in Nigeria. And just like Amaechi said, which I totally agree, and I've said it here before, we are so docile a people. We know anybody thinking of a revolution is wasting time, because we are look, Rudolph, I told you first time I came on this program, I said I stopped doing activism, okay, when I realized that you are on your own. You are on your own. Anything that happens, you are your own. But people will just turn around and say, this look at this KJ. He's always a troublemaker, and hey, it's good for him. Nobody will back you up. Nobody. You are on this. You are on the traffic, and you are trying to stop him from taking the wrong road. You are there saying, "Look, go back." Somebody come and you say, look at this stupid man. Now you get the road. Give him chance now. You get time. These are the things I've heard over time. One time you begin to think that you are the one who is wrong. You are the one who is wrong. I'm not saying that Amaechi is a saint. I'm not saying any of them, but I'm saying that the flagrant disregard for decorum. That's the right word. For an individual who is trained to be a lawyer, it's appalling to even. I get goosebumps when he's speaking because they're talking as if nobody can do you anything. You own this life. Look, let's go back, and I don't want to go into other areas so that I can maximize my time. You don't know that giving your children land in Abuja is a crime against the Nigerian Constitution. You don't know that? Okay, if every minister who have come hands land over to their children and then where does that leave the rest of the Nigerian people? And you say that with confidence, beating your hand on your chest. So what? Are your children all this? Just imagine the come on. Look, if I were the Nigerian people, if I were in the government of Tinubu, I would have advised Tinubu that no matter what it is, this man should leave the government because it's not helping you. Okay, it may look as if he's the one, yes, he's your attack dog, attacking everybody and saying everything. But at the end, listen, when the attack dog has got nothing to attack, he will turn back and attack you. Just be watching. At the end, we will justify whatever we have said here. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have less than 10 minutes, about 10 minutes to round up. The next stream will start, and it will talk about Tinubu's visit to St. Lucia. It will talk about Trump and the big win. I may join in if I can. But let me just say, Paul, you're the last person that will talk on this topic, and I will give everyone a minute or two to just talk about rant, the way Wike was ranting yesterday. So think about what you're going to do for 2 minutes. Paul, I give you 2 minutes to talk about Wike, and then we'll start a rant.
Okay, I will start like story because I'm getting old now, over 50. Doctor, you see, there's this funny parable that I always give and everything. An old man stole fowl in midst of some young kids, and the kids say, mommy, that Baba don't steal fowl, that Papa don't steal fowl. And they call their mother. Their mother say, Baba, why you carry fowl? The fowl was like shaking inside the bag. And the man told them, you want to search my bag? They said, bring the fowl. The man said, go bring old person in your house. And of course, a young lady will not search an old man bag. Then go bring an old man in their house. And the man came and said, what happened? They say you take our fowl. The man said, these young children of these days don't have respect. Okay, if they say, I take the fowl, since you are old man, you take old man eye, check the bag whether fowl there. And if you like, disgrace old man. And the other old man use old man eye to check the bag and say, there's no fowl. So that's exactly what Wike is doing. When Tinubu approve everything he's doing, he's going to keep doing more and everything. And this is where we are going. Look at Wike. Wike's strategy of stealing, it is obvious, it is clear. 8 years Wike was governor in Rivers State, never employed one teacher, no promotion. And every day teacher keep resigning. He never employed any civil servant. And people keep, you understand, resigning. He never employed, no nothing. Because you don't make money from that sector. But we can keep using Julius Berger because Nigerians understand that the best construction company in Nigeria is Julius Berger. He used Julius Berger to do all this work because that's where you steal. When you do a project of 1 billion and you escalate the price to 1.5, 1.8, that's how you make money. The same thing, look at him. He doesn't pay teacher. Minimum wage, that is a law. He is not paying teacher. But people said he's developing the country and not develop the people that will manage the state. That's a slap in our face. So this is the type of country we are running and everything. And we can't just do it on this thing. We can't understand power because, and guess what? There's everything goes down to what the lawyer will call precedent. IBB eats with 5,000 people every day come downstairs. So IBB is a better person. He eats with the Talikas. That sounds good and everything. But the question that I ask, did IBB and his children eat with those people? when his own children is in America and the UK, he's training his own foot soldiers. That is what Tinubu is doing with body loan, feed people every day. That's how during Tinubu time in Lagos, that's how Tinubu make Agbero will slap police. Police will not do anything. Army that used to beat Agbero, he stopped. Any army harass Agbero, they catch the army back. They punish the army for it. That's how you discover that the Agbero becomes stronger because Tinubu is grooming them for his foot soldiers whenever election to snatch ballot box and everything. That's exactly what they are doing with Wike. And Wike is the perfect man. Doctor, sorry, before I leave, if it is a sane TV station like here in the West, they'll cut that program short. Wike is drunk. Look at that man. That is the height of stupidity. You understand? They would have come up with one excuse. We're having problems that cut that program short. He's dangling his hand, he's doing any order you, wait. Come on now. I'll wait for my turn to run the second part.
All right. I just wanted to point out that there was a time he called, he said to Sean, excuse me, sir. And I was surprised. Wike saying, sir. I mean, that was a moment. All right. Ovie, 1 minute. Everybody will get 1 minute. Ovie, go ahead.
I just to the world, I just want everybody to know that Awimbu from Ghana is whatever I said about Nigeria is a fake news, you know. I mean, person not follow you play again. Just small team I just follow you play. You never fail to disappoint. Anytime anybody give you opportunity to shit on Nigeria, you will just go all in. Wait now. To the world, Nigeria get light. Leave this man making the talk. How many times I don't tell you say I admire your lifestyle, village lifestyle, and how many times? Why you take everything so serious? It's not fair now. Look at so now. Anyway, I think that's enough my rant with that.
Yeah, thank you, Ovie. Awimbun, you're next. 1 minute.
Thank you so much.
I'm good. How are you?
Greatest, surprise is, the president of Nigeria traveling to St. Lucia to go and issue scholarship to them while you are giving Nigerian students loan. I don't know how good that one will sound in the eyes or in the ears of the Nigerian people that are paying taxes, that this man is wasting right across the world. If you look at St. Lucia, a St. Lucian average worker receives $6.50-something per hour. Tell me how much a Nigerian average worker receives in an hour. Let's not talk of in a day. That is the place you are promising to give them. And these people don't have anything. They are just like Barbados, where I stayed before. The same thing. Look at their exchange rate and you see they don't have nothing, only but tourism. That is what they use. So going there to go and give them scholarship is something that nobody should even wish for. Thank you so much and have a great day.
All right. Thank you so much. Chris Anyanwu, I know you just joined us. We are ranting. You have 1 minute. You can join the next stream for more time to have a conversation with everybody. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Did you say Chris or Chike?
Oh, Chike, sorry. Chike. Yeah, Chike. Yeah. I misread that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chike.
Yeah, you did. Yes, sir. Man, I think I have a lot to say. So I might as well wait for the next, because
You mean next stream? You want to wait for the next stream?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
yeah,
good.
I mean 1 minute. 1 minute is not going to do me any good.
Yeah, we are rounding up. We have mandates to end at 3, exactly 3 hours. So I have to end at 3. Okay. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much. And next time, if you come in early, we'd like to hear your view and everything. All right, let's go to next. KJ, I think you're next. 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed the program. Unfortunately, we're not able to do a lot of damage to it. I just want to say this. We are repeating the same process again. I've seen this process over and over in the short life I've lived so far in Nigeria, and it's not going to change. So if I were in Obi's team and I have few friends who are there, my advice to them is this. While you are following this process, keep your options to your chest. Do not release your cards. Keep your options to your chest. Work for as if you're working as one man, but also work as if you're working with the crowd. at the end of the day, when they pull their surprise, which they are going to pull very soon, you yourself already have a fallback mechanism or fallback plan for which you fall back to. Tell the truth, these guys are not ready to let power go, and they know that if you get there, if Obi gets there, they will not have the opportunity they've always had. It's not about Nigerian people, it's about them and what they want to protect, the estate they have stolen over the years. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I don't have to use the bell. Let's go to Dexter. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Damages. What I want to say, Yendeba, 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 Yendeba. As you dey pain them, you dey sweet us. As you dey sweet us, you go dey pain them.
You want this land. You want this land.
Those days are gone. It looks like those days are gone.
No. You don't see how they finish sim. Eh? Did you see how they finish sim? Don't worry, one by one. The Giants will be pulled out. Well, what I would say is that we must, I think the time has come that Nigeria is of age. Let us not wait. It will become like the what will I say? Let's not wait before we will be exiled from the countries where we are, and then we'll be forced to go and build our own country. Let us voluntarily start making efforts to go back to rebuild our country. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dexter. Let's go to Ike. Ike, your name.
My rant is to encourage KJ what he said now. I want to let you know that Mr. Peter Obi has his program on his chest. Mr. Peter Obi knows the people he's working with. He knows that he entered into the lion's den, so he knows what is coming and he knows what is expected. And his next move, he has it on his chest. It is point A from A to C to B, right? So that is what he says. I just want to assure you that man knows what he's doing. He has his plan on his chest. So that's what I'm appealing to obedience and Nigerians who want a better Nigeria. Let's watch. There are just 3 days. We still have. They're not up to 1 week in this coalition. So many things will come out. So many stories will come out. So let us just keep watching and keep following and seeing in the next 1 month and 2 months, at least we will be able to say, okay, this is where I stand or this is where they stand. Thank you, Dr. Damages.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody's doing so well with timing. Paul, you're next.
Yeah, doctor, you see, Dexter let me change my rant. Dexter keeps saying these things. Living in America, I see people who bring their 70 years old parents here. Back home, even in Nigeria, they're happy for those people that, oh, thank you, you try, you carry your papa come here. At least, if not for anything, they'll take good care of their health. But that's not what I really think those parents want. But because of our system keep failing us. But on the flip side, I have a young daughter who want to go to college and discover that to be a doctor in Nigeria is way faster and also cheaper than to practice medicine in America. So my daughter want to take that chance. She's the first grandchild from my wife's side and everything, which they love her so much. And she loved it. My daughter, 7 years, she traveled to Nigeria herself. You understand? She fly herself 7 years. So this is the thing. Guess what? My daughter said, Grandpa, I think I want to come to Unilag to come study medicine. All the whole family said, no, it no go happen. The child that they love, that they will enjoy, that will live with them, they say it no go happen. Because continuously, even them in Nigeria understand that Nigeria is failing them. We love the country, but the country keeps failing us by the day. Every day we travel to Nigeria, we get bad experience. Let's tell ourselves the truth. In as much as we want to manage it and said, oh, some other place. Some things that you see in Nigeria, it's just human error or just power, ego-driven, that power thing and every other thing. These are just the thing. Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Thank you, everybody that joined us, those on the comment section, those who are in the studio. Paul, thank you so much. Obia, thank you. Chike, thank you. Dexter, thank you. Ike, thank you. And let me also thank those that supported us with their super chats. Team Majek, thank you so much. Kulata, thank you. Miu Hoibi, thank you so much. Oscar Blackburn, thank you so much. And then we are all going over to the next stream, which forefathers will host, and it will discuss Trump and the big win. It will also discuss Tinubu in St. Lucia. On behalf of everybody who helped to put this show together, I want to thank all of you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow on 90 Minutes Africa. We are going to start early, starting at 12 to talk to Professor Ivan from University of Zimbabwe, and then we go to Declan, who will join us from Nairobi, Kenya. Again, thank you all, and I will see you tomorrow.